Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. It is Sunday, October 2nd, 2022. I don't know what's going on. Amber Ruffin versus Geeks and Gamers. Kevin Feige shaking things up over at Disney Plus, and the fuck Henry Cavill apparently is in Los Angeles. And there is a lot of speculation. Never mind the entire implosion of the first studio-backed gay rom-com Bros, and Billy Eichner's response, kind of bashing straight people. Like, what the fuck, guys? Anyway, holy crap, folks. Let's get into it. Tonight's going to be another wild night, Hollywood After Dark. Smash to like, and let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm a little bit late tonight. These things tend to happen every once in a while. But it's Sunday. It's the end of a week, beginning of a new week. I'm not too sure what exactly is happening today. Apparently, I've been out of the loop for the last couple of days. I just last week was like, whatever. I still had a lot of fun last week. I want to kind of make that the whole goddamn priority, but Jamil, whatever her name is, from She-Hulk, Titania is bickering with Geeks and Gamers or the Fandom Menace. Amber Ruffin's calling out the Fandom Menace. I don't even know what's happening. It's such a crazy experience. This Kevin Feige thing just happened literally as I was getting ready to put it all together with this new little report from the MCU Direct. And then, of course, everyone's been talking about Henry Cavill in Los Angeles all fucking day, and I'm just sitting here going I got to talk about this shit, don't I? God damn it, I got to talk about this shit. But that's kind of the name of the game. All right, command you to hear right off the bat with a $5 super chat, Dark Tide Preacher Class trailer got me hyped. Is this a figurine trailer? Is this a figurine trailer? It's another figurine trailer, isn't it? But okay, we'll check it out. Let's see here. JP asking, have I watched the new The Boy promo? Invisible Guy sounds like John Campea. I haven't. And I guess maybe John Campea needs another job. I don't quite know. What's going on, Tony? How you doing? Corey here saying crazy times. Corey, completely agree. And I respect the Shia Avi. I do. Reed here saying can't wait for Werewolf by Night. Maybe Werewolf by Night is the future of what's going to happen with Marvel. Maybe that's what's going to be the thing. And you know what? Maybe. Donovan here saying also The Rock might be teasing something related to Justice. Fuck if I know anymore, man. Oh, it's a game. Okay, cool. Those figurines are cool, but thank God those trailers are short. So here's the thing. What's going on with this tease is that I saw there was a video the other day where The Rock was being interviewed, and he had made someone asked him a question about the Justice League, and he said we have to wait or something like that to figure out what the hell is going on with the Justice League. All things considered, like I said, I got no fucking idea what's going on with all that. I think where I'm at with it is I'm just kind of checked the fuck out. I'm like, all right, I have my tickets. I bought my tickets to go see Black Adam. Thursday the 20th, 3 p.m. First show I can get my hands on. First show I can go to. I'm going to go. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to check it out. I did hear The Rock posted a little bit of the soundtrack, a little bit of the score. Got to admit, it's pretty bopping. It's pretty fire. I like it. I want to hear more of it. So that's got me a little bit on the hyped side. But again, it is some crazy, crazy shit. Yeah, he said just wait and see. I really wait and see. Max here says, I deeply regret the Hulk comments. People will not leave me alone. Yes, Max, do you want to come on and talk about that? Do you want to talk about that, Max? DM me, I'll send you a link to come on. Dane from Actual Fandom might be popping on as well here in a little bit. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. I hope he does. I want to hear Max talk more about this thing that happened with the Hulk comment. Let's see. Rational says here, Cavill is in Black Adam 99% confirmed. Why? Because he's in LA right now? Come on, man. Come on. Let's see. Timothy says, as you enjoy the Disney Three Musketeers, I was wondering if you would take a look at the 1973 trailer. Maybe towards the end. Yeah, man, hit me up again towards the end. Let me know. We'll see what's going on with that. So, Max was crazy. Yeah, he was. Ryan here says, hopefully Max a little more sober this time. I think he is. I tuned into his stream earlier tonight. I didn't know he'd been on for hours. So I just tuned in and it's like no one's talking. And I'm like, what's going on? I have no idea. So I don't quite know. Also, by the way, just want to point out Ryan Hartwell here, our boy Ryan, finally growing up, right? Very happy about this. Very happy about this. Last night, Ryan put on his very first live stream. He had a little bit of trouble getting it going. It's about the movie Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock late 1960s Psycho, or is it 64 or 67? I can never remember. When either way, the Alfred Hitchcock Psycho, great movie, fantastic movie. He spent a little over an hour talking about it last night. I tuned in for a little bit. I was in the process of watching shows last night, so I didn't get a chance to see all of it. But I just want to say congrats to Ryan for starting his streaming journey, and congrats for jumping right on in and taking on the YouTube copyright gods. There was a line, Ryan. I just got to say this because I was watching last night. At the very stream, you had said something to the effect, I legally purchased Psycho. And you were kind of inferring that like you can show the movie because you legally purchased it. That's not really how copyright works, but I was impressed that you had the balls to start off with that. I was like, yes, 60. It's okay. He's like, yes, you fight. My mic is buzzing. My mic shouldn't be buzzing. What's going on with this? The StreamYard's been acting kind of weird today. My phone. Yeah, I have airplane mode on my phone. I don't quite know. But anyway, congrats to Ryan for that one. Let's see. Garrick here saying Henry Cavill shouldn't make or break Black Adam. Why is Henry appearing in this movie important? Because, Garrick, if he's not in the movie, clearly The Rock doesn't have a plan. And it's really kind of crazy on that. Vince here saying, speaking of copyright, Twitch actually sent me notifications about music copyrights during my stream last week. Think they may be cracking down as well. The thing with Twitch, though, is if they normally crack down on VODs. But if they're getting you while you're live, that's definitely something. That's definitely something here. Rodney P says, DC, the company, doesn't have a plan. They don't. They might have a plan down the road at some point. I think they're all waiting to see whether or not Black Adam performs. But guys, come on. The early estimates for Black Adam were coming in at around $100 million. That's at least what I was hearing. Some reports were saying, well, they were just like, they were just like guesstimates, all things considered. But they actually are now saying between $50 and $70 million. And I think even that might be a little bit on the hard side, to be fair. But hopefully we'll figure that out. Hopefully we'll definitely get to something here. The creator of Brooks here says the state of the entire company of DC is sad. That is true. That is very, very, very true. Chan Talks More Movies here asks a very tough question. How do we even combat people like Geeks and Gamers? Because you call them out, it gives them more reason to attack. Republicans are great at playing the victim, and people like the Fandom Menace aren't. No, here's the thing. The people of the Fandom Menace are fantastic at playing victim. Look at Ryan Kinnell. I'll just use him as an example. Ryan Kinnell has that Batman take where he had, he came on out and he was just like, there's no good white people in the movie, but there's good black people though. I'm paraphrasing, but he said that. And he wasn't happy about the good black people in the movie either. That's par for the course with Ryan Kinnell. That being said, a lot of people called him out for that one. They called him out for the whole thing with the George Floyd joke, but he actually, when he got a lot of pushback for the Batman review, he came out with videos says they want me killed. They want me dead, something along those lines. And so in reality, he can easily play that to his audience of dim-witted buffoons. Again, the best thing that Ryan Kinnell has done ever in his entire career is simply this.
Just slay queen, slay.
That's right. Slay queen, slay. But in many instances, though, what we're referring to is like these people are very hard to fight. because where people tend to generally argue with them is on Twitter. And they're on, you know, their primary source is on fucking, you know, it's on YouTube. So there's that right there. Okay, you agree with me. Okay. Satish here says they are saying total domestic box office for Black Adam may be 328 million. I don't quite know if it'll be 328 million. That's going to be a very high number to get to, you know. So that's something that's going to be very difficult to get to 328 million, I think, domestically. If the movie doesn't have solid word of mouth, it's just not going to do it. You know what I mean? But definitely it's one of those scenarios where if they are able to get it, like if they are able to tap into that, and they might, and I'll tell you guys why too. It's not even about the quality of movie. It's not even about the quality of film Black Adam is. The thing about Black Adam is it's about timing, and it's about it's about where the theater is currently at. You know what I mean? So it's like, what was the number one movie this weekend? It was Smile with nearly like $20 million, a low budget fucking, you know, horror film. Last weekend, it was Don't Worry, Darling with like $19 million, and that dipped out. And then you've got, you know, like the week before that was The Woman King with like $19 million. We're kind of in this like, you know, we're kind of in this $20 million opening weekend phase here. There's been no big releases since like now for 2 months. That there's been no huge release theatrically. I mean, you could even argue that probably the biggest release theatrically was the re-release of Avatar, which has now reached the $2.9 billion worldwide box office gross. Is it going to crack 3? Probably not. Who knows? China might still help out with a little bit of that. Who knows? That could potentially happen. Considering it's got one more week to go, I don't think it's going to pull in that 100 million worldwide, but still, eventually one day it will hit. It will one day hit $3 billion. That being said, there's been nothing for 2 months now. So Black Adam is the first big release. It's a big comic book release with The Rock. That is something worth looking at, taking note of, and actually acknowledging. Now, I am very much one to criticize The Rock. I think The Rock has made some very poor decisions in regards to the movies that he chooses. And I feel like he oversaturates the market, and it's not necessarily the most reflective, but still, he commands a very large paycheck to be in these properties, and these companies are still paying him. Even though I do think that through $7 Productions, he is able to come on in and bring some financing to the table, which is how I think he gets away with it. But again, that's my speculation. I could be wrong. But when you think about there being nothing else happening for a couple weeks before getting to Black Panther, it does give Black Adam a bit of time. However, here's my honest to God question. How many people out there are, because have you noticed that Black Panther is not being called Black Panther? It's being marketed as Wakanda Forever. But a lot of people just know it as Black Panther. And a lot of people saw the first Black Panther movie 4.5 years ago, and they know the term Black Panther, and they might know that a new Black Panther movie is on the horizon. So if they hear about a movie called Black Adam, will there potentially be a situation with the normies, the average theater goers, that are just gonna jump on in and go like, wait a minute here, is that Black Adam? Is that another Black Panther movie? I mean, I know we're getting another Black Panther movie, but what is this like a sequel, prequel? What's going on in the Black Adam movie? You have no idea what's going to happen with that, right? You have no fucking idea what's going to go on. I am really interested to see where things go with Black Adam, and I wish it the best. In fact, there was a part we'll start off with the Henry Cavill thing. I think that's probably the best place to do that. But there was a thing today that The Rock had put out on Insta, and a lot of people were very much kind of like, you know, intrigued by it a little bit, right? I saw this pop up. People think that this is a connection between the whole Henry Cavill thing here. So this is what I love about this, by the way. I want you guys to watch this because this is flat out branding. All right. This is just branding. This is a marketing video right here. It cracks me up. But before we get into that, let's read the caption here. It says, "Holy shit. This surprise really sat me down and got me thinking about the journey and the unpredictable roads we all go down. 20 years ago, when I first got to Hollywood, all the experts told me I shouldn't call myself The Rock. I shouldn't go to the gym and I needed to lose weight. And definitely don't talk about pro wrestling. I was told if you want to make it in Hollywood, you got to be like the other guys. That never sat right with me. So I said, I'm not doing that. And the only person I got to be like is me. If I failed, then at least I failed being real and being myself. Years later, here we are, and I'm saying holy shit to this career mosaic on the wall. And most importantly, I'm saying thank you to all for all of you rocking with me down these roads for all these years. Love you guys, and cheers to the most important thing we can all be, ourselves, DJ. Okay, this is, a huge mahalo to our Johnson Ohana, the family, Hotel Bel Air, right? So yeah, right. Obviously, yeah. He's had a lot of ups and downs in his career, right? Sure. Well, this is kind of fascinating because I just want you to listen to this, and then I want you to realize that what he's doing, he's actually putting out an ad for himself, obviously. But this is this kind of promotion that a lot of people are, I think, waking up to, and it may not be on this page, but in the chatter that I've seen. In real life chatter that I've seen, literally from like just in restaurants, hearing people talk, the concept of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is starting to lose its appeal. I think that's the further he gets away from the ring, because the vast majority of people who know him as The Rock and know him as a wrestler. And if that's not what he's doing, it may have an impact on a lot of shit here. But let's just listen to this. Oops.
Moved me, and the gesture really touched my heart, my mana, and I'll show you why in a second. So we came here to the Hotel Bel Air, one of my favorite hotels in the world, beautiful staff. This hotel is like our Ohana, our family. I had a big business meeting here yesterday, a new venture, brought my partners in, and the hotel surprised us by laying out items from some of the companies that I have founded in some of the industries I do business in. For example, they had the Terramana tequila ready to go. That was an awesome gesture. You come over here. They also had the Zoa energy drink ready to go. But this is the main event that really, I was like, holy shit. The hotel surprised me by creating this beautiful mosaic of every movie that I have done over the course of my career. Hotel Bel Air, thank you. Wow. But it also sat me down. I've never seen my movies laid out like this. And it was a reminder for me to say, thank you guys around the world, you and your families. Thank you for the love, the support, the trust that I could deliver my passions. When I first got to Hollywood 20 years ago, I worked my ass off to get here. And they told me, look, you can't call yourself The Rock. Don't go to the gym. Don't talk about pro wrestling. Be like George Clooney. Be like Will Smith. And I said, no, I'm not going to be like those guys. I got to be myself. And if I fail at my Hollywood career, then at least I failed knowing I was me. And now years later, I see this, all because of you guys. I thank you and I love you. Thank you so much. So I got to share something with you guys that really moved.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, so I mean, it kind of comes across as a love letter to him. I saw that from John here. It's a I love me video. It kind of is, right? Oh, they got my tequila. They got my energy drink. And here's a mosaic of all the movies I've been in. It looks like your Nana quilted it together. It's just, it's a nice gesture for a client. It's a nice gesture for the client. Make them feel loved. Now, and tell you guys this, 10 years ago, I was doing work in LA at this place called Mark's Garden. It's a flower shop. I've talked about this before, but my job was to take flower orders for celebrities. And big name celebrities got certain kind of treatment. And my bosses wanted to make sure that the arrangers, if the order came in for a specific person, that they would be treated to a very specific design or a very specific look in order to show them that they're special, in order to show them that they matter as a client. This coming together, if you look at it, if you really, really, really look at it here, I'll try to find it if I don't even know if I can on this stuff. But let me see here. So let me see if I can find it. But basically, it's like they show the mosaic, and it's just little printouts on the little black cards put on the wall there, and it's a nice gesture, but that's really about it. All right, that's really about it. I agree with Donovan. I respect the hustle. I do respect the hustle, but I think it's one of those things where you kind of have to Kind of have to kind of laugh at all that a little bit, right? Garrick here asking how many of these movies have sequels. Well, Zachary here does say Jumanji has a sequel. Red Notice is getting 2 sequels. I can't think of any other movie he starred in a sequel, right? The Scorpion King has multiple sequels. He wasn't in there. The Tooth Fairy had a sequel starring Larry the Cable Guy. He wasn't in there. Walking Tall had 2 sequels that they replaced Dwayne The Rock Johnson with Kevin fucking Sorbo. That's a reality, you know? So it's like, no, he hasn't really starred in a lot of these movies. Or in their sequels, I should say. Sorry, in their sequels. I want to make sure I got that correct. So that's always kind of the funny thing for me, right? Jungle Cruise, is it getting a sequel? Is it? I don't know. Now, Luke here is right. At least he's thanking his fans. That's very true. That's very true. Oh, sorry, Ralph. Scorpion King has 5 sequels. Jesus, or 5 movies in there. That's all I'm saying on that. It's not jealousy. Jesus Christ, it's not jealousy. I keep talking about this because it's interesting to look at. Him being in Fast 5, Fast 6, he was in like 5 minutes of Fast 7 and all of Fast 8. Fine. He was in 4 sequels to a franchise he came in halfway through. Or 3 sequels. So you can't really count that. Jumanji, you could count. Jumanji 2, you could count. The Fast movies, no. Show me a Hobbs and Shaw sequel and we can add that to the list. But in the meantime, no, there hasn't even been another G.I. Joe movie. I would like there to be. I'd like there to be. Journey to the Mysterious Island, Joel, but he didn't star in Journey 1. That was Brendan Fraser. He was in Journey 2. He wasn't in Journey 1. That's what we're talking about here. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Jess here for 5. Thanks, Jess. Says The Rock needs to take the path of Arnold Schwarzenegger, play into his strengths. The Rock is a good action star. He is a good action star. I think he has the dramatic chops to be a good dramatic actor as well. And I think I'd like to see that quite a bit, to be honest with you. I think that'd be great to see. The Rock did not, nope, Shifty. The Rock did not rejuvenate the Fast franchise. The Fast franchise was already, now did he add to it? Absolutely. But did he rejuvenate it? No. The Fast and Furious from 2009 had done well enough, and that trajectory was already on the upswing. The Rock definitely helped with Fast 5, but he was only in Fast 7 for 5 minutes, and that was the first one to gross $1 billion. Again, Moana, is there a sequel to Moana? They are doing an animated show on Disney Plus, so we don't know if he's going to be in that or not. At least I don't fucking know yet. Ryan here says, Psycho came out in 1960, just 8 years before the Hays Code was abolished. I appreciate the compliment. Oh, thank you. I thought it was 60. I thought it was later than that. But thank you very much, Ryan. Yeah, good. Keep up the good work, buddy. Keep making those videos, man. Keep making those videos. Throg here says, wait, that was Brendan Fraser in the first Journey? I didn't notice. Yep. That's right. Garrick here is asking, where Central Intelligence 2 or San Andreas sequel? Remember, San Andreas was reportedly profitable enough to warrant a sequel, and that never materialized. So there's that, right? No, he did not. God damn it. No. I'm sorry, Shifty. You're whack. I think you're drunk. Yes, I completely agree with you. I think you're very true. Anyway, so let's see. According to Rational Skeptic here, Richard Kelly's doing more Southland Tales films and wants The Rock to return. Please. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, where's Rampage 2? That's right, Jay David. Where is Rampage 2? I have no idea. So let's talk about this whole situation with Henry Cavill. Right, now let's talk about Henry Cavill for a few. Tonight's not going to be a super long stream because I have to be up early to take the kids to school in the morning. So what we've got here, by the way, is 108 people watching. Please go ahead and smack the like. So 13 hours ago, this article popped up on thedailymail.com. Henry Cavill puts on loving display with girlfriend Natalie Viscuso as the couple walk hand in hand during a date in Los Angeles. Now, a lot of people very much have been like looking at this image, and they're very much trying to dive into this thing here, right? So you see Henry Cavill looks like he dyed his hair black and he is clean shaven. Now, why would he dye his hair black? That's a very interesting question. Here's another profile shot. Why would Henry Cavill dye his hair black? Could it potentially be because he is coming back in to shoot more scenes for The Flash? Now, there have been some talks on Twitter at the moment, and I don't quite know what exactly is going on because there's been different reports, right? There's been different talks about this. So one of the things that we saw today is, if I could find the image again, it's kind of been putting itself around. I'm not entirely certain. There's a lot of different people that have been talking about it. Again, it very much boils down to just what source you want to take. You have one guy saying here, what's his name? I'm trying to think this one out there. Okay, so a guy by the name of Matthias Lertora. If I can say that correctly, I'm probably butchering that. He is an actor and a producer. He's a verified Twitter account, right? Here you guys can see that. You guys can see that right here is a verified Twitter account. And he is from, he's Spanish speaking. So he says here on Twitter, and I can't find the tweet to say that. I don't know which tweet it is, but he says here that Henry Cavill has actually signed with Warner Brothers and is home again. So a lot of people are kind of saying that. Now, this guy, again, I have no idea, but just a little bit ago, he posted all these images of him having met Henry Cavill on multiple occasions. So, kind of, I guess you could say, kind of floating it around a little bit. And he's clearly a big fan of DC, and he's clearly a big fan of Henry Cavill, and he clearly wants it. Now, is he right? I have no idea. There's been a lot of speculation surrounding all this. There's been a lot of speculation surrounding the idea that Henry Cavill is back. There's been talks about there being Flash reshoots right now. I can't find any indication of that. The last indication I could find is that right now, according to Giant Freaking Robot, all right, I'm just bringing this up. According to Giant Freaking Robot, they're saying that Ezra Miller's The Flash is undergoing an enormous rewrite. But if you look at Barbara Muschietti on Twitter or on Instagram, she has essentially indicated that the film is currently heavily in post-production and not actually going anywhere. It's like, so that would mean that what you're talking about there, if it's already heavily in post-production, and they did reshoots earlier this year, and Ezra did ADR earlier this year, then they would be done. They would have picture lock, and now they're just tightening everything up. Now, again, I have no idea. Right? I have no idea. Now Grace is saying that Henry is back as well, but even then, she's not too sure, and I think she's hedging her bets. Geek Prime here says, or it's for Enola Holmes 2 for Henry Cavill. That's true. Enola Holmes comes out in a month. Geek Prime X. Enola Holmes 2 comes out in a month. And it's entirely possible that he is in Los Angeles getting ready to shoot promotional material for Enola Holmes 2. That is very true. And just last week, let me see if I can answer Henry Cavill to Dumb. If I can find anything with that. Let me see what I can find here. Okay. And this is something that you might be able to see. We'll see if we can get a little bit on it. There wasn't much to go on here. Okay, hold on. Now, I can't tell. Honestly, I'm Googling this here, and I can't tell if Henry has got it looks like he's got brown hair. I'm just scrolling through it. They don't do an up close shot of his face. No, it could be brown, it could be black. I don't know. It could be brown, it could be black. Let's I'll bring it up here. Okay. So this is him from Tudum, which was just a little over a week ago. And it's for the Immortals too. Wouldn't that be nice? I actually liked Immortals. No, Kadeem, The Rock did not rejuvenate the Fast Five. He added to the Fast franchise. He did not rejuvenate the Fast Five franchise. I'm sorry. That is not factually fucking accurate. It's not accurate. You can lie to yourself all you want on that one, but it's not accurate at all. So, all right. This is the thing. Again, sorry for the low quality, but you can see his hair does look like it's brown and not black. It does look like it's brown and it's not black, but it also could just be the lighting or the pixelation or whatever. I have no freaking idea. But you start to kind of zoom in over here. All right, come on. Load, you bastard. Load. I don't know why it's not loading, but we can kind of see all that shit right there. Anyway, you guys get the idea on that front. So we have no idea what his hair is looking like on this one right here, but it's entirely possible that he is here in order to do Enola Holmes 2 work. And that's actually something I never thought about that. But again, like I said, a lot of people are just running off that shit now. You know, you've got, let me see if I can find the account here. This is why Twitter's got the problem with fake news, right? So you've got this guy right here, the DC Syndicate. This is posted just 9 hours ago. Here's a recent picture of Henry Cavill with his girlfriend Natalie in LA. He's clean shaven. Rumor regarding Henry's appearance as Superman in the Flash movie could be true. So we see this other shot here. We shot him beforehand. He's got the black hair. I mean, like, you know, he's got the black hair. So it could be something, you know, I mean, and again, pointing out that his hair is generally brown, but here's the other part of that as well. He does dye it because if you look on his temples, he's got the gray coming in. Why is that? Because the motherfucker turns 40 pretty soon. And I say this as a guy who has got gray all over. So there's definitely, you know, well, okay. Donovan says, see that there's Gal and Ben are in LA as well. Well, Ben lives in LA and Gal has houses in LA and Israel. Someone said she lives in Palestine. Are you fucking kidding me? She does not live in Palestine. I saw that floating around too. She lives in Palestine. She does not live in Palestine. No. You know, so let's see. Facts are without The Rock, I would still be talking about the cookie cutter Snyder cultists. It's not that. I'm just talking about this shit, man. As it comes out. That's all I'm saying is like, there's interesting stuff here, but what I'm talking about though, quite a bit is people who are jumping, to conclusions here. This is like a guy really pushing this right here. Saying your number one source, this guy here, home of DCEU, your number one source for all DC film shows / news, no affiliation with WB. Yeah, obviously. Okay. But apparently, Ryan Watson says, a true man of steel, the hardest working actor in biz. Love you, brother. You know, by the way, Soups, I'm available. Much love, brother. Hope you're well. And, you know, so it's like, okay, there you go on this one. Says, oh, here, wow, Henry Cavill, my photo with you sure is getting a super response. Straight up, you are amazing human and you're driven by your passion, work in The Witcher. My legs will hurt from your loving Charlie horse. So Ryan Watson 74. I'm just kind of curious here because I haven't looked this up yet. Okay. Instagram. What is the account? It's Ryan _Watson 74. Ryan Watson 74. I just want to see what is this guy's thing here? Okay, so when did he post this here? He posted this picture, him and Henry, from a day ago. Okay, cool. Okay, very cool. Posted it from a day ago. So obviously, you know, if he's hanging out with Henry, but this also does look a little bit like, I don't want to say a younger, I don't want to say a younger Henry, but again, kind of hard to tell when he posted that. So it's kind of weird to say. We don't quite know. Ryan Kinnell was talking with this guy as well. I'm living in Palestine. No, I'm not living in Palestine. I'm not living in Palestine. You know, that would be nuts. Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to close this out. I just clicked on the wrong button there. So anyway, so, you know, look, good on this guy, knows him. Okay. And then of course, you know, Ryan Kinnell is asking this guy, oh, when are they, you know, what's the sources on this? And apparently the actor is now, this is with Ezra saying that from a Vanity Fair article saying the actor is now said to be working with the producers on The Flash to shoot additional scenes. But Ezra already filmed those additional scenes a while ago. So, again, like this one here, trades have already reported additional photography for The Flash involving Ezra Miller. Those are still all in LA. Those three are all in LA. Again, it's kind of like, look, are they filming more for The Flash? Potentially. But Vanity Fair ran an article a while ago. And of course, again, this particular guy is, I don't know if this guy. So this guy even tonight, Mikey sent tonight, Deborah Snyder is in talks to be DC president. Legion of Doom versus Justice League will consist of Lex Luthor, Jared Leto, Joker, and Mirror Master. Zaslav wants more Jared Leto Joker. I'm told there's a villain penciled in for the Cyborg in the Flash movie. Like, I mean, at this point, does anyone believe that? That is something, Mike, that is an honest to God question. That's an honest to God fucking question. Are we looking at this idea that what Mikey here is saying is real? I don't think it is. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's fucking nonsense. We absolutely know that there's a bunch of conflicting information. Okay. So I totally missed this one. I totally missed this article popping up a couple weeks ago. Now I've talked about how I happen to be friends with, Edward Lauder from Small Screen, and James Simon, who is the CTO of Geekosity Mag, as well as he works with Small Screen. I think he's somewhere in the same particular. Isn't there a Palestine in the U.S.? Is there a Palestine? Palestine, USA. Palestine, Texas. Yes, there is. I do not think that Gal Gadot lives in a population of 17,906 people in a place called Palestine, Texas, which is located, southeast of Dallas by a fair amount. It's halfway to Lufkin. Lufkin's an interesting place. I was there for a wedding back in 2003. It was a Saturday night. Oh, that tweet is making fun of Mikey, probably making fun of Mikey. But the reason why I bring up Small Screen is, remember a couple weeks ago when there was those Jay Oliver tweets talking about Zach? Well, the same day that came out, in a completely unrelated capacity, Edward dropped this article on Small Screen saying here, Zack Snyder won't direct for DC again unless a miracle happens. Now, one of the things we know, one of the things that we absolutely positively know is that Zach has had a rough go of it at Warner Brothers. This new regime, if they want him to come back, is going to be a massive, massive push, right? So it's like they're gonna need to kind of figure it out. But one of the things that we have heard when it comes to Zack Snyder is that Zack has an ego. And that's mentioned in this article. It's mentioned in other articles. And the idea of it gets a lot of pushback from certain people. Zack is one of the nicest guys that I know. How can Zack have an ego at all? Well, that's because everybody has an ego. Everybody has a fucking ego, guys. Everybody out there absolutely has an ego. We know this. This isn't like even a thing. Fuck, dude, I got an ego. Everyone's got an ego. And how it gets treated and how it gets wounded and how it gets healed and how it grows or evolves is always something that pops up. Anyway, so it says here, will Zack ever get to direct another movie for DC Films? If the information we've received recently is anything to go by, it doesn't look like it. Zack Snyder's Justice League was eventually released as a huge online campaign, and now people are wondering if I've had a chance to do another movie. And that's true. It's been a year and a half now. And people are still asking that question. But if you talk to a certain subsect of people, they go, oh, no, it's real. It's real. It's 100% real. It's going to happen. Oh my God. It's going to 100% go down. It's not going to go. We already know that Zack is going to do that. Why are they spending more money on The Flash? We don't know if they are. We literally have no idea what they're doing with The Flash. They have not said anything about The Flash. They have not said anything about what's going on with The Flash outside that it's happening and that it comes out in June. Does that give them enough time if they need to figure things out? Yeah, no, 100%. Do nuns and monks have egos? Yes. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Nuns have a fucking chip on their shoulder. They're like, I can't even get my pussy wet for God. They are fucking angry people. They literally put a fucking ring on their fingers to say that they have married Christ. Right? Nuns literally go through a ceremony of my understanding of it's correct. They literally go through a ceremony where they marry Christ. I mean, come on. They have egos, right? If you were the wife of Christ, wouldn't you just be like the biggest like C word on the planet? Does Kevin Feige have an ego? 100,000%, Anthony. Does The Rock have an ego? 200,000%. Everyone has a fucking ego. Kevin Feige is able to manage his ego, but even that might come up in a way that might be devastating for him in the future. And we're going to talk about that too. All right. The Batgirl directors have egos. Yeah. And their egos got bruised. That is 100% for certain. But I have a feeling they're going to come out on top. That's how I say about that one. All right. Benson here says, thank you, Benson. £5. To the person committing corporate identity fraud across various channels, enough now. You are too stupid to cover your tracks. Stick with the lounge. I feel like I should offer up a little bit of information on that one. I should clarify it for the 120 people that are here right now. Somebody, and I think I know who it is, but somebody decided to clone Benson's account and then become a channel member over on Mad Max's channel and has been somewhat impersonating Benson across multiple channels on YouTube. Even going as far as to get into it with Saggy Melons on the vodka stream the other night, as I found out after the fact. So that's kind of what it is. And if you do not think that Benson is a petty bitch with very, 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 very quick legal trigger finger, you test him. I'll say to that. I'll say to that. So there we go. Yeah, halfway to Lufkin, Jason, halfway to Lufkin. But anyway, thank you for that one, Benson. So anyway, this article here talks about how basically, according to their sources, it would take about a miracle for Zach to come back. It would have to require both parties to come to the table and both parties to very much start working on, trying to repair the relationship. Does that mean that it's never going to happen? No, I think it could eventually happen. And I think the one person who could potentially make that a reality is Alan Horn. But if the rumors are true, and these are just rumors that I heard the other day, I saw the other day floating around Twitter. If it's true that one of the reasons why Dan Lin decided to not take the DC job was because of the Batgirl shenanigans and how creators have been treated by Zaslav and Gunnar Wiedenfels. And remember, this is stuff that was absolutely put out there by Brendan Fraser back during Venice, talking about all that stuff. Mentioned Gunnar Wiedenfels by name. That's a situation where you got to think about that. If it's true that Dan Lin said, fuck it, I ain't doing this because of that, then you are definitely in a situation where you can start looking at this and going, yeah, it would take a lot to get Zack Snyder back to the table. If you fucking think that the last regime treated Zack like shit, and you look at what this current regime is doing, and you're like, oh yeah, they'll totally be the night. They'll completely like become a power bottom for Zack Snyder. They'll let him just go to town, do whatever. It's no, not even. That's the whole point. It's not even. You have to realize that this company is in cost saving mode. They're not going to give Zack Snyder a blank fucking check. And I know, and I love William, but William, man, we completely disagree on this shit. I don't know if that Dan Lin rumor is real or not, but I was giving Enosh some shit. I know he got pissy, but that's the whole point. He wouldn't have entered into, they would have, okay, look at the timing of everything, dude. Look at the timing of it. The timing very much kind of falls in line. By the time Dan Lin was talked about, they would have already been talking for a while. Then, of course, after that, they would have then the news would have got out. It doesn't happen on a one-to-one basis. So, but he didn't want to give up. Yeah, he didn't want to give up, the nonprofit status of his company. which does make sense. But again, looking at everything going on with Warner Brothers Discovery at the moment, they don't have a studio head that's going to stick around. They need one to come up with a plan. It can't all be David Zaslav, and Michael DeLuca's got to run fucking Warner Brothers picture group as well as the DC films. It doesn't make any sense. There's literally it's just stretching everybody too thin. So there you go. Again, I think we'll have to, no, we don't need a William versus Matt thing right now. I don't really feel like dealing with that, to be honest with you. That's just the way I see it. But I think again, it's all breaks down to financials. If Black Adam does well and they see a path forward, then it might be completely different. But in the meantime, Jay Oliva has said, Zach ain't coming back. The small screen, which, they do what they do. They say that Zach ain't coming back unless a miracle is put together, and that they set aside. However, the source added that this would require both sides to set aside their egos, and they stress that both Snyder and Warner Brothers have very big egos, and they might never get to a point where they could physically put them to one side. I think with Zach, a lot of it would probably boil down to very much apologizing publicly. And if he got a public apology, Ray Fisher would want a public apology. And I'm sure if they were doling out public apologies, they probably would do it. But I don't think you're going to get Warner Brothers Discovery to come on in and offer up apology. They'll sit there. If anything, Zaslav would go, your fucking 4-hour magnum opus that cost us $100 million. That was our apology. That was what it was. That was what it was meant to be. And if anyone doesn't think that's a fucking huge ass corporate apology, then you're not paying the fuck attention, obviously. But that's what's going on. They're not going to come out and actually say it. I don't think they want to fucking deal with Justice League. They might want to continue the stories, but they don't want to. I don't think they want to go back and deal with 2021's Zack Snyder's Justice League. So Zach to Marvel. I don't think so, Zachary. I don't think so. I think really the idea here is that Zach will stay with Netflix. Why would you, again, why in God's name would you want to leave? Why would you want to leave a company that's like, here's money for your original movies. We're going to let you do sequels. We're going to potentially do spinoffs. We're going to do animated shows. You get to do other animated shows. You get a first look deal for a number of years. Your content generally does well with us. So we know that we're going to be able to make money off of you, and you're going to be able to make money off of us and have the creative freedom that you want. Why in God's name would Zack Snyder ever want to go the fuck back to DC? I don't get that. Not one damn bit. And I think anyone out there that's like, he says he would do it. I mean, come the fuck on. It's a political answer. How many times do actors go, I would love to do that, knowing goddamn well it's never going to happen? It's just people with a confirmation bias and certain channels out there that, want you to know like what they think, or want you to know that they know more than they let on. All right. That's all it boils down to. So anyway, here we did get, I want to make sure I didn't miss this one here, but we got, Eyes Only is a returning member. Eyes Only. Thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate you coming back into the fold here. Of course, the Hollywood After Dark channel member program really appreciates your patronage. And no, really, thank you very much for being a member. Really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who's a member. Thank you to everyone who supports via super chats. And we've been getting some stream sponsors recently, which again is very great. So thank you all for that too. Really appreciate that. You guys help me keep doing this, and I love doing it. So I love talking with you guys about movies and stuff. So let's continue. Anyway, so I don't know if there's anything else more about that specific story that I can remember that needs to be talked about. But again, people keep saying Ben Affleck is back in LA. He lives in LA. That gal is in LA. I mean, yeah, she might be there for a meeting. She also just finished Heart of Stone for Netflix. That comes out next year. They could be getting ready to do some cross promotion stuff. She could be getting ready to shoot Red Notice 2 and 3 and whatever, since I think they're filming those relatively back to back. There's a lot of reasons for actors to come to LA. There's a lot of reasons for things to happen. And didn't Gal just give birth to? I mean, it's like, it is what it is. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be, whatever happens is going to be fun. Let's see here. Marvel Richards Goated. Thank you. Says, what's your reaction about Zack Snyder about rumored directing Secret Wars from Marvel? I mean, like, no, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that at all. It's it's a thing. Not gonna happen, man. For one, Feige is a little bit too on that side. Anyway, so one thing I want to talk about real quick is just a couple quick more things to get to. We had a movie come out this weekend called Bros, and Bros, the cinema blend here is kind in saying that it underperformed, that Bros underperformed. And it says here, a lot of people are missing out on seeing a great movie. Yeah, I'm sure that they are. But this is where we blame game, and this is what I fucking hate about the game, because it gives the who are not honest actors, it gives you talking about. Obviously, you guys know who I'm talking about, but those people aren't honest actors. They don't argue in good faith. And so in this scenario, Billy Eichner is giving them all the fucking fuel they need to make this a bigger issue than it is. And I feel bad about that. Oh, did it robo out again? Yeah, fucking StreamYard, dude. Fucking StreamYard. John here says, Bros suck. Did you watch it, or are you just making a pun? I'm not too sure. Jay David here says, Bros bombed. That's very true. Donovan says that this flopped harder than Cats. Oosh. Daredevil says here, Bros isn't interesting. Just saying. There's you heard it had a very uncomfortable sex scene. I mean, if they're playing ouch, ouch, just the tip, then maybe you gotta have lube, baby. Gotta have lube. Yeah. All right. Anyway, Billy Eichner was talking about this here, on his Twitter. And I think this whole thread's kind of fascinating. He says here, last night I snuck in and sat in the back of a sold out theater playing Bros in LA. The audience howled with laughter start to finish, burst into applause at the end, and some were wiping away tears as they walked out. It was truly magical. Really, I'm very proud of this movie. And here's the thing with that. The sold out crowd in Los Angeles is very much going to be a predominantly, what's the word I want to use here? It'd be a predominantly gentrified audience, because you have a lot of the LGBT community in Los Angeles. And again, there are heavy pockets of them in LA, and maybe not so much in other parts of the country. And that might be a problem as well, why people don't feel safe to go to the theaters to go and see this, especially given the current political climate surrounding, let's say, abortion and also LGBT rights in the moment, and why gay marriage is currently up for some kind of attack, in the Supreme Court potentially coming on a few. So maybe there's just something that's happening in our country right now that might make it so certain people don't want to head out to the theaters when they would love to in another capacity. This is the very first studio released, gay led rom-com, and it bombed, and that's bad. That's bad. But again, when you're in a situation where maybe, we are in a weird place, that could have a factor. But let's go on here. He says here, Rolling Stone already has Bros on the list of the best comedies of the 21st century. What's also true is that at one point, a theater chain called Universal and said they were pulling the trailer because of the gay content. Uni convinced them not to. America, fuck yeah, etc., etc. That's just the world we live in. Unfortunately, even with glowing reviews, great Rotten Tomato scores, and A Cinema score, etc., straight people, especially in certain parts of the country, just didn't show up for Bros, and that's disappointing, but it is what it is. Everyone who isn't a homophobic weirdo should go and see Bros tonight. You will have a blast, and it is special and uniquely powerful to see this particular story on a big screen, especially for queer folk who don't get this opportunity often. I love this movie so much. Go Bros. So, look, I understand he wrote it. This is very much, a big thing for him. Nicholas Stoller directed. He's a good director, good comedy director. But it only made $4.8 million. And what you're talking about here is a movie that is opening up in a generally slow time. in a generally slow time. We're in the Halloween season. You're opening up on a weekend against fucking Hocus Pocus Dose. You know, there's a new horror movie on the horizon. This is not the time. I'm sorry to say it like this and whatever, but you release Bros in June. You release Bros when you've got nothing but Pride Month fucking marketing. Is that potentially stereotypical? Is that potentially, could that be kind of stupid? Yeah, it could be. But I mean, it's like, look, I think given the fact that you've got the predominant, that's when Pride Month is. Everyone knows that's Pride Month. All the corporations changed their logos to a rainbow flag. And then on July 1st, they go right back to business as usual. It's heavily mocked by a lot of people, especially those on the left, at corporations and how they treat Pride Month. But if you want to have the maximum amount of impact, if you want to have the maximum reach at a time when everyone is got their eyes on the LGBT community, and there's a lot of conversations about it, and it's a whole month of celebration and all that stuff, you release a romantic comedy about two dudes at that point in time. But waiting until the first weekend of fucking October, at a time when there's been like no movies cracking 20 million in their opening weekend, going up against a low budget horror movie during the horror holiday of the year or time of the year, and going up against even Avatar 2, and going up against, Don't Worry Darling and Woman King and things like that. And then you're upset that people didn't come out to see the fucking movie. I didn't see any advertisements for the movie, to be honest with you, but I mean, I'm not always looking. I knew of its existence. I'm just saying this should have been something that should have been released at that point in time. Now, RJ here says, you release movies when they make sense. Is it stereotypical? Sure. But its market synergy proves it works. I mean, true. Yeah. If they release, what was that one? I think it was Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck or whatever the fuck it was, number of years ago. It came out like middle of October or something like that. Right. And we were all at work going, why the fuck is a Christmas movie coming out in October? It makes no sense. It's Halloween time. Look, like I was at Walmart yesterday and they've already got Christmas and Thanksgiving decorations up as they start to scale back Halloween. Cause it is, fucking 29 days away and shit. Never mind Halloween. Come on. Let's be fair. The Halloween season is the best season of the year. It's got the coolest decorations. It's got the funnest parties. It's got the best shit. This is why I've said multiple times, cancel Christmas, make Halloween September through the end of the year. Right? I mean, look, Christmas is a pagan holiday anyway. Let's fucking own that shit. I'm tired of these fucking Christians getting all the fucking say for these holidays at the end of the year. It's a religious holiday. Well, you know what? It was originally a pagan holiday. So stop fucking appropriating that goddamn culture, right? Where's the woke crowd to cancel Christmas? For the love of Christ. Now would be the time, folks. Stand up. Stand up. Grab your digital torch. Grab your imaginary pitchfork. Storm Twitter and demand that Christmas be relegated to fucking April. And that we take back the pagan holiday. Anyway, that's just what I'm saying on that one there, right? Don't cancel. Yes, dude, cancel Christmas. Here's okay. You know what? Let me talk about this real quick, right? RJ, let me enlighten you for a quick fucking second. All right. Let me just tell you why we need to cancel Christmas. Do you support suicide prevention, RJ? I know it's a bit of a loaded question. Obviously you support, like clearly you support suicide prevention. Okay. But don't you think that because, we have suicide rates that rise in the winter, okay, oftentimes stemming around the holiday season and beyond, don't you think that it would be cool, that it would be better to expand a holiday that is a more fun and joyous holiday that doesn't put the stress of isolation. It doesn't put the stress of having to buy gifts. It doesn't put the stress of monetary problems of making sure that your kid gets a good Christmas, or else you're a bad parent, when you could just go and like whip up a fucking $2 costume, throw like some candy at those little bastards, and they're going to be fucking happy. But no, they want to have the newest toy. They want to have the laser razor robot that, you know, fights other laser robots. And there you go. I'm just saying, you cancel Christmas, replace it with extended Halloween, and you're living in a better world. Give it 2 years, you're living in a better world. Christmas time gets me off of school and work. But what if that changed? And instead of 2 weeks off for the holidays, for Christmas and New Year's, you got 2 weeks off for an extended pagan holiday that also ties into the end of the Halloween season. You get your time off, man. You get your time off. We reclaim paganism. All right. It's time to end the you know, the church. It's time to end all that shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Is Matt sounds like Scrooge. No, Matt sounds like a libertarian. That's what I sound like. Here's the thing, Garrick. But what if you got rid of you still got the time off of work, but instead of making it like, dude, Thanksgiving is stressful. Christmas is stressful. Do you ever hear anyone complaining about fucking Halloween? Hell no. Hell no. Right? You're like, oh, it's Christmas time. Oh man, I got to go fucking do all this bullshit. Right? But Halloween, you're like, yeah, it's Halloween, bitch. You got women that are putting on like their slutty costumes. You got dudes that are dressing up in like the worst costumes imaginable that are going to end up like getting them canceled on the internet. It's a fun time had by all, man. Get rid of Christmas. Winter solstice equal Christmas. No, it doesn't. It just equals the longest day of the year. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Meta here says, this time of the year just reminds me that Mariah is closer to being thawed out again to torment me for 2 months. Yeah. Yeah. There you go, folks. There you have it. Mariah, do you want to get rid of Mariah Carey's Christmas? End the holiday. Come on. Who doesn't want to hear Monster Mash on a repeat for 4 months compared to those fucking Christmas tracks, huh? Right? Who doesn't want to gather around the campfire, right? Or like the roaring evening fire at your house, cuddle up under a blanket, get some popcorn with your loved ones, and watch a horror movie. You know what horror movies do? Horror movies stimulate your adrenaline. It makes you feel like you're scared. And you know what happens when you're in a life-threatening situation and you happen to be a young couple? You want to fuck. I'm just saying, horror movies do more to propagate our species because of the fucking chemicals that they release in our bodies, rather than the stressful, it's a fucking mistletoe. You want to kiss my fucking mistletoe? Right? And like you put it above your crotch hoping that you're going to get a blowjob. You put in a fucking horror movie, a good horror movie, you're going to get that blowjob. Look, I'm just talking numbers here, folks. I'm talking about fucking logistics. I'm talking about all that fucking shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We need to end Christmas in order to get all people blowjobs. Hold on here. RJ says, I destroyed your argument in one fell swoop. You take away Christmas and the season. Support for the homeless and children in need dramatically decreases. More are willing to donate during Christmas. But no, see, so what you're saying is people are willing to donate through forced ideology. So you're telling me that through conditioning, through social conditioning, you are effectively telling people that they have to be good by donating through the holidays to help out when people donate all year long, RJ. If you just recalibrate when you donate, when you put people to donate, right? What you're talking about here is effectively corporate guilt tripping. And never mind the fact that in many of these instances, and many of these people that donate, right, are these companies like American Red Cross. How much of the money that they make go to paying the overhead, go to paying the salaries of these people? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's like what you're talking about here is forced ideology under the concept, under the fallacy, the hoax of donations. As if, wouldn't it be cooler instead of Santa Claus out there with the fucking Salvation Army, little bell and the little thing, and he's just like, ho, 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 bing, 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 bing. Instead, it's fucking Freddy or it's Michael Myers. Imagine if you're walking up on that. Let me play out a scenario here, okay? Let me just play out a scenario here. It's dusk. Perhaps a little past dusk. The twilight hour is close at hand, but still. You're walking along, heading to your favorite store, pick up some food for the night. Seems calm in the parking lot. Seems quiet. Almost too quiet. You're not too sure what's going on. You feel a little bit weird. You feel like somebody is watching you. Then as you approach the front of the store, before you get to the the sliding open doors, out of the corner of your eye, something moves. Something white, it flashes. You're not too sure what it is, but it catches your attention. You stop, you turn, you look. Nothing's there. That was weird. So you turn your head back towards the door, make your way into the store, but then you see it again. You turn and you look, and then you just hear the sudden kill, 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 die, 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 kill, 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 die, 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 die. And you go, holy fucking shit. And then out of nowhere, fucking Jason comes at you with a machete. He's got machete in one hand. He's got the donation bucket in the other. He's like, save fucking poor kids, bitch. And you're like, holy fucking shit, you got me, Freddy. Or Jason, whatever your goddamn fucking name is. And you throw down some coin into the fucking pot. You got a nice little scare out of it. You have yourself a nice friendly little laugh. And you move on with your fucking day. Way better than some fucking Santa Claus out there looking depressed like he wants to start a shotgun at 2 p.m. on a fucking Thursday. Way better experience, man. I'm just telling you, way better experience. Bam. Show us on the teddy bear where Santa hurt you. No, because he never did. Right? Like Garrick here says, if Mia Malkova and Lexi Bell said they love Christmas, you would agree. I mean, I would agree that they love Christmas, and I would like to watch them unwrap each other. I would totally watch that. Yeah. Right. All I'm saying is, folks, it's time to end Christmas is all I'm saying. Can I get ones in the chat if it's time to end Christmas? Right. We got 124 people watching right now. Ones in the chat if it's time to end Christmas. I just want to see nothing but ones, folks. Nothing but ones. No twos, no threes, no zeros, no fours, ones. Time to end Christmas. Do it. Do it. I am seeing seas of ones, you guys. Oh my God, so many ones right now. I cannot believe how many of you agree with me that it is time to end Christmas. That it's time to take old Saint Nick out back, tie a fucking rope around his legs, attach it to a cinder block, and huck him into Lake Mead so in 50 years he can be fucking fished out and made into true crime TikToks that get about 1 million fucking views. All right. Anyway, how did this Christmas rant start again? I don't even know, man. I don't even fucking know. But look, here's the thing, folks. Christmas better than Halloween. We can all agree with that. Right? Look at all of you out here fearful of angering your Christ. No, I love Christmas. Why? You know I'm right. I should make that a short. I'm not a fan of Christmas. What can I say? It's not that I hate Christmas. So, it's all good. Hold on. So, okay. Look, you guys. Don't make fun the jolly happy fat man. Don't make fun of the jolly happy fat man. Arbor Day is goddamn right. You know what? Here's the thing about Arbor Day, man. Garrick is right. We need to honor trees. Think about it for a second, right? What movie out there? What movie is making its way through theaters right now? A resurgence, if you will, a renaissance. It's all about Avatar. Okay, people out there just say, you know what Avatar is? Avatar is just fucking Fern Gully with blue fucking cat people. But Fern Gully, oh, Fern Gully, it had itself a great message. If you really think about it, Fern Gully, Avatar, a bunch of these films have a pro-environmental message. What is Arbor Day? I mean, what is Arbor Day? It's about trees, right? Make sure I get this correct here. Trees. Let me just double check what Arbor Day is. What is Arbor Day? It's Tree Day. All right, it's Tree Day, folks. It really is. Arbor Day is Tree Day. We celebrate it on the last Friday in April, right around Earth Day. But it's more important than Earth Day. It's more important than the Disney documentary off from planet Earth. What it is about trees, right? Not just the trees you smoke, but the trees that also provide you with oxygen. The trees that allow us to thrive and live and survive on this big blue marble floating our way through the fucking galaxy. Trees are our probably most precious natural resource, because without them, we'd all be fucking dead. But no, please, let us spend more time celebrating, you know, the birth of a deity that hasn't been around in 2,000 fucking years. All right. Hasn't come out, came out of that cave, ascended up into heaven, never to be seen again, as the book says. But no, let's make sure that one sticks around, right? That one where we use unnecessarily high amounts of paper, trees, right? Trees. We cut down trees. We destroy our planet so you can wrap a gift to give to somebody else. Think about that. Which then it just gets crumpled up, thrown away. Not recycled because it's heavily processed and it can't be. Thrown away. Christmas destroys our planet. Christmas is killing us. It's killing us financially. It's killing us economically. It is killing us mentally, emotionally, even spiritually in some aspects. And it's killing us environmentally. If you really start to look at Christmas in a nutshell, it is one of the worst things to happen to our planet. All because some people out there look at a book written 2,000 years ago and they went, they're onto something with this thing. But no, think about that. But Halloween, we have wasted Halloween. We do. But what is the waste? Little tiny wrappers, little itty bitty wrappers, little tiny things. Sure, it's wax paper. It's not paper, it's wax paper. Think about that. Just really think about it. Stop for a moment. Stop with your fucking, I want my gifts. I want my time off of work, and actually think about it. And I think you'll see. I think you guys will fucking see that I'm right. That I'm fucking right. Halloween does not suck. Shut up. Yes, Valentine's Day is worse. I'll give it right. Yeah. Yeah, I hate Valentine's Day. Anyway, I went off on a rant about fucking topics here. Sorry. Let's see here. Meta here says, so you're going for Halloween as someone who gives condescending anti-capitalist shit takes on Twitter. Gotta say, this is your best costume yet. I agree. Oh my God. That's pretty funny. Boo, get to the topics. RJ, you can always get a link to come on in, man. So, oh my God. Donovan, you can just message me, dude. You don't need to DM me during the show to say you don't agree with what I'm saying, to say it in the chat. But here's the thing with that though, right? Is I'm totally, I'm totally right. I'm totally right. Where it's, Christmas is a scourge on our society and our country and, the fundamental fabric of who we are as a species. It destroys us. But you know what else it destroys us? Negativity. Yes, Matt Charpo, the long Halloween. Yes. There are some topics. I actually have two more to get to. Here. Thankfully, one of them only really takes place over like the span of a couple minutes. Although I totally biffed it on what it was. Let me see if I can find it again. Damn it, I lost the tweet. I lost the tweet. Where is that clip? There's a clip I want to get to. Maybe I missed out on what it was. It was, God damn it. Oh, wait, no. I know where it's at. Okay, I think RJ is coming in because RJ wants to yell at me. Chris, if. Spoken like a true autocrat. I don't know, like an autocrat. All right, let me just make sure I have the definition of that correct here. Let's see. Relating to a ruler who has absolute power, taking no account for other people's wishes or opinions, domineering. Okay, yeah. I'll grant you that one there, buddy. Okay, I'll grant you that one there. 100%. You got it, man. You absolutely got it. I will, I'll own it. All right. I'll own it. I'll own the autocrat opinion on that one because I'm trying to save humanity, and I understand that it takes a little bit of time and effort to do. I get that. I get that I want to save the world. But that makes me an autocrat. Totally. All right. We got RJ. What's up, RJ?
Your takes on Christmas are absolutely horrible, but
no, I'm right. I'm 100. Tell me how my entire take on that.
That's fine.
In regards to environmental impact is wrong.
You don't care about the homeless or children. It's fine. We can move on. It's okay.
Well, I care about the environment. There are a lot of homeless out there.
So you don't care about the homeless or the children?
There are. Well, what about domestic? What about domestic abuse victims? What about battered women's shelters? What things like that, RJ? Why don't you care about them?
The hungry children?
Why don't you care about their hungrier mothers? I don't understand that. Like, what is this against?
Christmas
with women?
Is the season for giving,
why are you
an incel?
No
one wants to give anymore.
No, you don't take that. Oh, that is such a fucking fallacy. The season of giving, my ass. Think about the environmental impact just in regards to shipping.
I mean, they ship stuff every day.
Yeah, but how much of that heavily increases?
Well, that's Jeff Bezos' fault. We should shut down the Amazon warehouses.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that too, actually. I am. I think right? But here's the thing with that. But I mean, I'm being dead serious when I talk about this shit. Like, I'm being, you can apply the giving aspect to any other time of year. People give all the time. I watch it happen daily when I go out. People out there need help, absolutely. But if we allocated greater resources to benefiting those people and then took it away from things like holidays that are useless, then we can replace them. That's what I'm saying. Have a long Halloween, September to the New Year's. Same holidays, right? You get your Thanksgiving, you get your Christmas.
Why don't you love Thanksgiving? Why don't we just extend Thanksgiving?
No.
Why not?
No, I don't want to fucking. Oh my God!
Be thankful every day. Feed the homeless.
I mean, well, I don't get me wrong. Like, I like Thanksgiving, but I can also have a Halloween turkey.
Can you though?
Think about it.
Stuff with candy corn.
Think about it. Right? Do I need pumpkins happen? I can get pumpkin pie right now. I can get pumpkin pie at Halloween. I don't need it just for Christmas.
What if we just make every day Disney Plus Day? What about that?
Dude, Disney Plus Day sucks.
But we can make it an actual holiday, though.
No, why? Eventually when Disney owns everything, yeah, okay, fine. What's up, Caden?
Hello.
So,
every day is Disney Plus Day? What?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're coming in hot, Caden. You're coming in real hot.
I am?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mic is like ass.
No, hold on here. Who says I don't like turkey? Man, I love turkey.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you cook your turkey? Because, I assume you like a very moist turkey. You don't like your dry turkey.
I don't like, yeah, I always kind of tend, mine, I don't always cook it the best, so it does get a little dry. But if you got a dry turkey, you just throw some gravy on that shit. Or mustard is another good alternative.
Yeah, do you count Superman Day as a real holiday? What about Zack Snyder Day?
No, Superman Day is a corporate holiday made literally for Man of Steel that even Henry Cavill himself, the reported Superman, doesn't celebrate.
You're gonna see him
That-
in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
That would be like Jesus coming out and saying, "Man, fuck Christmas." You know what I mean? Like if Jesus came out and they're like, "Yo, it's your birthday," and he's all like, "Yeah, no, fucking drop it.
Another day.
It's just another day." It's just
Well, you know what?
day.
Jesus was a very humble man. Maybe that's how he would react.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, I'm just saying. Maybe he would. I don't know.
Meta here says Matt loves eating the stuffing out of that turkey. I mean, you leave my cream pie. I mean, what? No, what? Huh? I do love stuffing, by the way. Stuffing is my favorite turkey.
Yeah, I'm sure you really love stuff and stuff.
Well, it is how I have 2 kids, but still, I mean, we have to take things into account.
So what did I miss? What did you already talk about?
Okay, hold on here, real quick here. Benson for £2 says, "Don't take away Enoch's greatest money spinner." I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, basically saying don't take away Christmas is what Benson is saying there. And then we got Jesse for 5. Thank you. Says, "We forget the meaning of Prime Day. We never honored the sacrifice that Optimus Prime made to save the Earth from the Decepticons." I mean, that is true. Maybe I should buy more from Amazon.
Wow.
Anyway, what I wanted to kind of touch upon here was something that happened yesterday. I finally saw this today, where apparently Geeks and Gamers was kind of made fun of again.
Yeah, it sounds like some late night talk show I've never heard of that airs on Peacock, apparently.
Yes, there is a show. It is the Amber Ruffin Show, which is to not be confused with the Amber Puffin Show, which is happening on another network. I think Amber Ruffin is...
I've never heard of this, ever. This is the first time I've actually ever heard of this show.
I mentioned her earlier tonight. She is, I believe, the head writer at Seth Meyer, Late Night with Seth Meyer.
Yeah, she was. And then...
She still works there, though. She still works there, but...
I think
So it's basically
just
a spin-off of the Seth Meyers show, basically.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I do love Seth Meyer, so there is
In terms of late night shows, I think he's one of the better ones for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's really the closer look. I at this point, I feel all late night shows should absolutely ditch the band that plays and probably really cut down on the different guests. Have a guest, have one guest, but have an actual conversation with that guest for 20, 30 minutes, versus let's get to 3 guests for 5 minutes each.
Yeah, but they do that for the YouTube stuff too, because they love the YouTube algorithm and the online.
Dude, they've been doing this, but they've been doing this though for literal decades.
No, I know, but that's why they keep it, because it appeals to that online algorithm. It's a little quick 5-minute clip where they talk to this actor or this person. I'll watch that on YouTube or Facebook or something,
Yeah. Wait, Saggy's asking when I'm going to be on Fireball?
The hell does that mean?
I don't know. Is she asking when I'm going to get drunk on fucking cinnamon flavored liqueur? The answer to that is never. Chill. I love the Roots on the Tonight Show. I like the Roots too, but do you think that they make Jimmy Fallon better? No.
No, they don't, but at least I can tolerate it somewhat. Although I still think Jimmy Fallon's probably the worst one.
Jimmy Fallon is absolutely the worst one.
I don't know. Him and Jimmy Kimmel have been both really bad lately.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Fallon, I think, if you put... What I would like to see Jimmy Fallon do is, get high and just talk to people. Because, when they start telling their SNL stories, that's when it's great. And you can get into some interesting convos.
Actually,
but it's
scratch that. I forgot. The worst actual late-night talk show host was...
James Corden.
He was the worst, yeah.
Everyone hates James Corden. I think that would solve world peace.
Yes.
Just
right?
Get rid of James Corden.
Just get rid of James Corden. Yeah, it's all hey, did you see that fucking Amazon Cinderella twerking shit? Oh, I fucking hate that guy. Me too. Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Or Cats.
I had the opportunity to see Cats right after I saw The Rise of Skywalker in LA with Chris Gore from Film Threat, no less. And I turned it down. I turned it down. So bring back Craig Ferguson. I agree, actually. All right, so we'll only watch the first 3 minutes and 38 seconds because apparently that's all we need to. to get to the
this
point.
is a long clip.
Yeah,
No,
we're not watching
that's-
the. We're not. Was there more?
I think you should, because if you watch the whole clip, you understand everything that she says.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? Universal's gonna come down and cock slap me anyway. So, let's go.
Disney released a trailer for their new live-action version of The Little Mermaid, starring a black actress. And yeah, me too. I loved it. But some people got very mad. And before that, the Lord of the Rings spinoff featured a black hobbit, and some people got very, very mad. So why are people getting mad at mermaids and hobbits? Well, I'll tell you in a segment called How Did We Get Here? A few weeks ago, Disney released their first trailer for the upcoming live-action Little Mermaid movie starring actress Halle Bailey. Some people reacted to it like this.
He's like me!
They made a black Ariel! What?
She's brown like me.
Yeah, she's brown like you.
I'm so excited to see the movie.
We're gonna go see it when it comes out in the theater.
Yes!
And some people reacted like this.
From a scientific perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have someone with darker skin who lives deep in the ocean. I mean, if anything, not only should a Little Mermaid be pale, she should actually be translucent.
If you're not going to take this seriously, then we're not going to. And we're just going to troll the hell out of you at this point.
I say we remake a couple other classics, this time using an all-white cast. I say we remake Roots.
Hey, wait a second, because that I would see. My name's Kunta Kinte, but my friends call me Toby. It's ridiculous to be mad that Ariel is black. There's only one good reason to be mad at Ariel, and that's the fact that she is constantly bragging about all her thingamabobs. Oh, really? You got 20? Well, Ariel, some people don't have a single thingamabob. So, thingamabob print. But it turns out there's a reason white people are so mad about The Little Mermaid. It's because of something called the empathy gap, which sounds like a new store at the mall. But it's
Hold on, I gotta let it play catch up on itself for a hot second. My StreamYard is going kind of crazy. So, I mean, you know, what the thing with Jeremy though, that whole bit though, is like, if you're not going to take this seriously, we're not going to take this seriously, and we're going to troll you. I mean, that is him literally saying the quiet part out loud, right? Like, that is him saying the quiet part out loud, and we've already known that. Like, again, they don't actually care, you know.
Honestly, the worst. I don't know who. I think the worst one in that whole thing might have been Matt Walsh. Be like, scientifically speaking, she shouldn't be black because it's the ocean. It's too dark.
To be fair, that's my favorite response.
It's
and
so
the reason,
stupid.
It's so like so fucking just like left brain, right? Which is normally not a conservative viewpoint. Conservatives never argue from the left brain. They always argue from the right brain. They're always emotionally driven. So here he comes at it with like a very left brain libertarian take. Well, I mean, in reality, she would be translucent. And you're like, well, yeah, but they got talking fucking crabs, bitch.
Right.
Like, the fuck you think's gonna happen? Like, you know,
you have a squid witch. Like,
yeah, like I mean, what the fuck? I'm just.
And the other guy being like, "Well, we should just remake Roots with all white people."
For one, I absolutely support that. I think everyone support. Are you kidding? You know how much of a
but people call me Toby.
Yeah,
Right.
but people call me. You know that it would be like a Southern guy, right?
Oh, it will.
My name is Kunta Kinte, but everyone just calls me Toby. Dude, fucking imagine Zac Efron as Kunta Kinte.
Oh
No,
God.
you know what they would do? Is
Ashton Kutcher.
No, because they love this, right? I've seen Jeremy Griggs post about this. Be like, they should cast Ryan Gosling as Kunta Kinte. There you go.
Well, in their mind, Ryan Gosling should play everybody, right? Black
Yeah,
Panther, Kunta Kinte,
apparently.
Jesus. I mean, that's a big thing there.
Tupac.
Jay-Z. Yeah, who's going to play Coolio in the biopic? Ryan Gosling. I mean,
Ryan Gosling.
just imagine though, if there was oh my fucking God, guys, holy shit, I figured it out. Here's what we do. All right, we get our hands on some deep fake technology. Okay, we get our hands on an Unreal Engine 5 and we start making these movies where we put Ryan Gosling in the lead role that is traditionally for a person of color.
I'm shocked no one's already done that, to be honest.
Right?
Yeah, I'm shocked too.
Right? Just imagine if people, oh my God, you could so easily deep fake fucking Ryan Gosling into Black Panther.
I mean,
Well,
you can just completely deep fake a whole movie of an actual like cast that's like all black or whatever with all white people, and just put it on like some like one of those pirate sites, and name it some other movie, and they'll all go watch it and be like, "Look, this is such a great movie," and you'd be like, "Oh, but it was this movie with all these people," you know, and they wouldn't even know. You know.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the whole point though, right? Is the whole shit is just, it's ridiculous culture war nonsense. Now look, let me just kind of say, like, for one, I think the concept of of a live action Little Mermaid.
Oh, there we go. Disney silenced them.
Yeah.
They're like, nope.
Again?
No. Yeah, happened again.
God damn it. This topic is starting to sound a little racist. We're making fun of racists, Zaya.
Yeah.
At no point would we watch anything like this with any kind of seriousness.
Right.
Like it'd be like when the Chuds decided to re-edit The Last Jedi and take out all the women, and it was like a 17-minute movie or something.
Right. It's just like
it was just like funny, stupid. Because you're like, why would someone actually do that? You know, like why would somebody actually sit there and put that out there like that? And then you realize that the world that we fucking live in, that is exactly how people are going to respond. But what you have to remember,
it's hell world, it's clown world.
It is clown world. But one of the things you have to, wrong button. One of the things you have to remember with this though is that this is the internet, all right, and people will make a joke out of literally anything. And then they'll take it and they'll run with it with literally anything. I mean, look, this is somebody deep faking Halle Bailey into looking like a whiter Ariel. This is something that was done for Chinese deep fake that was making its way around a while back.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's like when this comes out, somebody will release the whole movie online with that.
With just white people.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to end up being something.
That they aren't like complaining about Javier Bardem playing Triton.
Because they haven't seen him yet. You know, it's easier to go after the younger black actress who was in like, because the whole trailer was just her, so it's easier to go after her because she's the easy target. So.
I mean, even before the trailer came out, they were still going after her. Like that was the only person they're going.
Well, the moment she got cast, it was a bunch of backlash.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and there is something. I mean, there is an argument that's been being made recently about like the concept of ginger eraser. You know what I mean? Like traditionally.
Listen, that I do believe that actually is a thing because, like, let's be fair, it's a very stereotypical Hollywood trend where it's like, okay, we want to add some diversity to a project. Let's just recast a ginger character as a black person. That is a very real thing. I mean, it's very identifiable as a trend.
Or as a trope. Maybe
a trope, yeah.
Maybe
more of a trope.
But I mean, it's not like for one. I mean, look, they gave Halle Bailey red hair, cool. And two, she can fucking sing, dude. My God, she can sing. And I'm looking forward to that, right? Like, I want to hear the songs and everything to see how they do with it. Like, that was the thing with like the Lion King remake. That thing was so soulless. Soulless across the board.
Care, but here's the thing: you have Lin-Manuel Miranda behind this, adding new songs. I'm like, okay, isn't it Rob Marshall directing? It is. That's the one thing about this that kind of makes you go, oof, I don't know, because Rob Marshall's very hit or miss, in my opinion. Sometimes he's okay, sometimes he's not. It really depends.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I'm definitely not like, what else did he do? He did,
Mary Poppins.
I agree with Circle Man. The only thing I'm like offended by this movie is Melissa McCarthy as Ursula.
Yeah, she's probably gonna suck. I'm sorry.
But he also did Chicago, which was really good.
But that was like the last good movie he made. Let's be fair here.
Well, yeah, we'll see here. He did Memoirs of a Geisha. That was pretty good. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. That did gross $1 billion. Into the Woods was okay.
It was okay.
I never saw.
But his musicals after Chicago haven't hit the same. Like Chicago's like the peak of his musical capability, and it's kind of like after that.
Well, because after that, it's like, I mean, what else did he did? What, Into the Woods? That was 2014.
Mary Poppins Returns.
I never saw Mary Poppins Returns. I did see Into the Woods.
Mary Poppins Returns was not very good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the general audience also responded like that too. Let's see. Vince here says, I loved Aladdin live action, but hated Lion King. Yeah.
Aladdin was like barely okay. Like Aladdin was like it was like on the baseline of like some of this is really rocky, but it's carried by Will Smith, surprisingly enough, to where it's like, okay, it's a decent enough movie to where it's pretty good.
That movie was carried by Smith.
It's carried by Will Smith and Naomi Scott. Those two really carried that
I
movie.
mean, like there's some directing aspects of that I did not agree with at all, but whatever.
I mean, I thought that I was rewatching parts of Aladdin the other day, and like, yeah, like it grows on. I like Guy Ritchie, but like again, Will Smith really brought it in that movie, in my opinion. He was the key draw, which is again the reason why the actor playing Aladdin hasn't really gotten a lot of other work. But it is also, yeah, Rational here mentioned, I thought I brought up the super chat when we talked about the Ariel thing. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, that's what I was referring to there on that one. It's definitely a thing. So let's continue on with this because I gave it enough time to play catch up and, of course, laughing about Whitey version of Roots. Could you imagine Larry the Cable Guy as Toby?
There you go, Larry the Cable
Dang
Guy.
out.
Oh, God.
Or like, I tell you what, my name is Toby. I tell you what. Oh, God damn. Could someone deep fake that? Larry the Cable Guy as Kunta Kinte? That's Oscar caliber performance right there.
Actually, the scientific concept that people have a harder time relating to someone who doesn't look like them. And when it comes to entertainment, the empathy gap means that a lot of white people don't want to see movies starring people of color. There's even research to back it up. A study from the Journal of Communication says that in romantic movies, white people showed, quote, significantly less interest in seeing movies with mostly black casts than in seeing movies with mostly white casts, which is crazy because if you didn't watch movies with black casts, then you're missing the single greatest cinematic moment of all time, which of course is this. Unfortunately, the research gets even worse. One study found that when white people watched videos of non-white people, their brains registered as little activity as when they watched a blank screen. I know, man, which means when I do this, white viewers can't see me. Now, this isn't all on white people. It turns out the empathy gap doesn't go just one way. We all want to see ourselves on screen. So as long as there is diversity in who decides what movies and TV shows get made, we should be fine, right? But that's the thing. As of 2020 in digital and broadcast TV, only 10% of show creators were minorities. And 92% of all chair and CEO jobs were held by white people. 92%. Do you know how white that is? That's whiter than pumpkin spice latte deodorant. And this is a real product. And if I have to know about it, so do you.
I can't believe that is real, though.
The problem is all those white executives aren't.
Dude, I have seen, like, there's pumpkin spice spam. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Are you serious?
Yeah, listen, when I say white people ruin everything, that is a large chunk of what I'm referring to. It's like, oh my God,
92% of it is because.
Yeah, well, whiteys need to, like, chill the fuck out a little bit, right? It's
do.
like, diversify, bitch, take a break, take a chill pill, right? Take your hedge fund, go home. Maybe, you know what, like, we need, like, I don't know, like, could we get something with some more soul up in here? I mean that both literally and figuratively. It's just terrible. We need some better music. This is just, it's god awful shit. Fucking white people are the worst. Donovan asking, you are white. I'm 99% European white, 1% Italian, 100% bitch.
We don't do that part.
But no, I had my DNA thing done a while ago, and I'm dude, I should be translucent given how it's that 1% Italian that that really
That
just kind of
keeps
fucks
you-
it up. Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's
I don't know why, but this whole conversation made me think of like that Boondocks episode Uncle Ruckus, where it's his
Oh
backstory.
my
Gets his, where he
God.
gets his like, you are like 102% black. Like, goddamn Boondocks! I swear.
gotta love Boondocks, man. Fucking dude, every time I watch like a World Star video and I see somebody throw a chair, I'm just like, I immediately think back to the Boondocks. Like that's what do you know that whole one?
Yes.
Yeah, Caden would know it. RJ's like, I kind of know. But
No. I mean, I remember something like that whole episode where they made fun of like it was before its time, but like they made fun of like the whole fried chicken thing, where like the fast restaurants, everyone's going fucking crazy over fried chicken.
Oh my God.
Man, I remember
it fucking predicted the Popeyes chicken sandwich thing years ago.
Oh, fun fact about that, by the way, guys. Fun fact. Any of you all ever want to get a Popeye chicken sandwich and you don't want to wait in the line at Popeyes? You know where you go? Burger King. The company that owns Popeyes owns Burger King, and they use the same chicken.
I thought you were gonna plug Uber for a second. Be like,
no, I know that because of Uber. I know that because I went to Burger King and talked to some of the people working there, and they were telling me about that shit. I'm like, oh yeah. So like, if I want a Popeye spicy chicken sandwich and I don't want to wait in the line because there's only one goddamn fucking Popeyes in the area, same with Chick-fil-A, motherfuckers. Like I'll just go to Burger King because Burger King sucks, but if I can get a fucking chicken sandwich, it's pretty decent. As I'm saying, you learn something new every day.
You do.
That is true.
All right, let's keep going. We're getting close to the end on this one here, but this is fun. Amber's got some. I mean, I get her point with the empathy gap, and I think the empathy gap is it does very much explain the fandom menace in a certain way. But you know what?
When I watched this, I was like, I understand them more. Like, understand what they see now.
Yeah, it's the fear. It's the fear of the unknown. But here's the thing with that though, man, is like, I wonder, this has got to be a learned trait, right? It's got to be a learned trait because like, I remember like when I was like, we talk about this a bit, right? We talk about the, like movies, like, oh, this movie now has a woman in the lead. It's woke, it's whatever. But then you go back and you're like, yeah, but look at like the entire Alien franchise. It's been heavily led by women, even AVP, both AVP movies had a woman as the lead role. Predators, Prey was, right? Like, that was definitely a Predators. The Predator franchise has been predominantly men.
Alien Predator franchise, both them together as one franchise.
Right.
Is
I think the thing is, when we talk about like this empathy gap thing, let's be fair here, and this is some of the conversation most people don't like to have, but I'll have it. The reason why you see such diverse movies is because from a market share perspective and from a marketing perspective, the money shows that people like to see movies where they see themselves in the cast.
Well, she gets to that when you.
Right. But what I'm saying is like that's why they cast a certain way. So when people are like, why are they casting a black Ariel? A lot of that's down to the fact of we need to increase our market share with this demographic. How do we do that? And that's why they make decisions like that, not because of wokeism, but because they're like, this makes us money. The market share says this, so we want to do this. That's why they do a majority of this, not because like, oh, it's like their heart.
But
like,
here's the funny thing with that though,
money.
Is when you start looking at the market share breakdown from a domestic point, like the black community like comes in, I think, third place.
Well, right, well, that's the funny thing, right? So, like when you look at box office breakdowns every weekend, they post the demographic breakdowns for each movie's opening weekend, right? What they like to see is like an even percentage split between white and black moviegoers, but one of the biggest market share right now that's blowing up, Hispanics.
Oh no, that's not new. That's not new.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying like that's why you're seeing even bigger push for like the Afro Latino market and just the straight up Latino Hispanic market in general right now, especially because that market's blowing up and they want to appeal to that more and more because again, it's all about that market share.
That makes sense. No, I get that too. I mean, again, it's like these movies are like, these movies that are being remade now, they are aimed for a more diverse market. There's a lot more diverse storytelling out there, but it's true that a lot of it ends up getting relegated, unfortunately, in many instances to, you know,
Mhm.
I guess you could say the
Well,
perspective
that's why it's
networks.
funny too, because like all these people are like, "Oh, like wokeism is dying. Wokeism doesn't make money," but it's like that's actually statistically false because they wouldn't be doing this. They felt it wasn't making them money. That's like the big thing people miss here. Like if this stuff wasn't working and making them money in some aspect, whether it be on demand, home video, or in theaters, they wouldn't be doing it. They'd be going for the market that dominates and gives them the most box office revenue. But that's not what's happening, you know? So
Yeah.
it just shows that again, if you're diverse, you make more money. That's just the way it goes.
Well, but then you look at something like Bros, which is the first, studio pushed gay led rom-com, and it bombed.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, no, that's true, but I think a lot of that goes into the fact that the two main actors are not very well known. If you would have put like a more well known actor in there, I think it would have done
If
better.
you would have put like Matt Bomer in there, I think you would have had a better shot. Or Neil Patrick Harris, but that would have been kind of stereotyping it as
It
well.
would have been,
Neil
but
Patrick Harris
Neil
does
has
not
more
to
of a
be-
market share. That's the thing.
I also think, well, also looking at who it's Judd Apatow, Billy Eichner, and I can't remember the director's name, but like
Nicholas Stoller.
those, and they're the creative like eyes of this movie. So and it's
No, very funny people. Very funny
Yeah.
people. Like,
and you
Billy
watch the
Eichner
trailer,
cracks
and
me
you're
up.
Like, and you watch the trailer, and it's like, oh, this is hilarious. But I don't know what happened because.
As I said, as I was talking about this earlier, and RJ commented on it, the fact that it dropped the first weekend of October versus the middle of June is a big factor.
Yeah.
Well, also
Let's
too,
be-
it had no marketing. I I had not heard of this movie until
It had a
the week
lot
release.
of marketing.
Well,
Like you not hearing
not
about
in
this
my
movie?
area. Not in my
Oh.
area, but to be
Well,
fair, I
you
don't live in
live
exactly
in-
very.
you
Yeah,
live
I
in
mean,
the South.
so I mean, like, I guess it's part of it, but I'm saying, like, I don't think it had a good marketing campaign in certain areas. So when you limit your marketing across the country to only focus on certain regions, that also doesn't help either.
I think also, well, like as you can tell by the marketing of that movie, they definitely were going for areas like as the South is not generally as populated by LGBT or allies. They probably went to areas that were filled with those people, like that were high on allies and high on LGBTQ, like people that were populated in those areas. So they
Wait.
marketed crazy there.
Hold on here. Sorry. Rational for 5. Thanks, buddy. Universal also wants to do a Little Mermaid with Chloe Grace Moretz. What happened to that?
What happened to that is that Chloe Grace Moretz really doesn't have a career right now. I mean, she's working on some stuff, but like her market value just like dropped significantly.
Because we need
She's
to kick ass 3.
Well, to get that, but also she's just doing streaming now. She's just doing more shows now.
But
than
that's a
movies.
lot of people are doing that because they can't get anything else. I mean, even Sandra Bullock has said, like, thank God for Netflix. It keeps actors working. I mean, and that's really what actors just want to work. But yeah, it's like, I was looking at, I was at Walmart yesterday. I did like a little TikTok about like, I found all these Bruce Willis, like straight to DVD movies. And I'm just laughing my ass off. It's like, this is Bruce Willis used to be like an event star.
Jeez, the person who wrote the screenplay for Chloe Grace Moretz, Little Mermaid, basically wrote all of like the early 2000s rom-coms. Like Love Actually.
That would have been funny. That would have been good.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
That would have been funny.
What the heck?
Damn you. X Legion 95 for 5. Thanks, buddy. It says, first time I heard of Bros was last Tuesday, and I'm from Orange, California. Dude, no shit. I mean, okay, Caden, Orange is like is like North Orange County. So it's like right by LA, basically.
Yeah, it's like down there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's down there. It's down there. Yeah. 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 Like dude, here's the thing with that X Legion, buddy. Thank you for doxing yourself on that one. But I'm just going to tell you this right now from a fellow Southern Californian. Don't ever tell anybody that you are from anywhere involving Orange County. If you were from Irvine, I would tell you to move. Just in general, just move.
Wow.
I hate Irvine. Okay. There are people who like Irvine.
What's wrong with Orange County?
It's Orange County.
It's just
it's
nothing,
cookie cutter. It's nothing spectacular about it. It's very mid. it's just kind of there. You just
Simple.
travel through it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're coming up from like imagine it like this, you're coming in from San Diego, you make your way up the 5, you go through Oceanside, which is beautiful because right, you're following the coastline up on the 5. You get right to Oceanside. Past Oceanside is the Marine Training Camp, Camp Pendleton, which is fucking massive. And you drive right through Camp Pendleton, and it's very scenic, very pretty for Southern California. And then you get past Pendleton, and then you're in San Clemente, right? And you're like, well, what the fuck is San Clemente? South Orange County. And then from there, it's just like everything looks the same. I imagine Purgatory to look like Irvine, California. You're there, and you're like,
I'm little brother who just gets
Anaheim at least has a theme park.
Yeah,
It's
Anaheim's little brother who's just there to be there.
Yeah, kind of. I'm just saying.
To put it in simple ways.
How bad is Hollywood Boulevard? I mean, if you're at Hollywood and Highland, it's pretty bad. But
I mean, it
has. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Hollywood Boulevard. It's got character. All right.
Oh,
it might smell like piss and look like shit, but it's got character. Irvine makes it feel like you're walking into a place. Like, imagine what life would be like if you had no balls, if you were just neutered. That's what Irvine feels like. At least in LA, you can get a prostitute. Anyway, X Legion here for $2. Thanks, buddy. He says Century Theater by Old Town Orange is my main. I'm unfamiliar with that one personally.
Yeah,
but I do like Century Theaters. The one near me is a Century. I like going there quite a bit. So, are you a Cinemark member? Do you get the 20% off concessions? Which, like right now, you can get a large. At least from my theater, I can get a large for $6.20. A large popcorn for $6.20.
That's not bad at all.
That's a good fucking deal. Anyway, so I think what it is here's the thing. If you know anyone from Southern California, I don't think any of them will ever speak highly of Orange, or not Orange, but just Orange County in general. Unless you live in Orange County, in which case you might feel the need to defend Orange County. Don't just claim you live in like in either North San Diego County or South Los Angeles County. Just do that. Or Long Beach. Just fucking say Long Beach.
Yeah, just say that.
Just say Long Beach.
Just say, like, I live near Torrance and Long Beach.
Yeah, right. Go. Remember the movie Bring It On? Yeah, Torrance. Yeah, I'm by there. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing though, but if you live in Long Beach, you can actually get to LA pretty quick by taking the Blue Line. It's straight shot into downtown. Yeah. And what's funny about that is that takes you literally right through Watts and fucking Compton.
Yeah.
So it's a nice, if you're like, I wonder what America would look like as a third world war torn country. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It could be different. It's been 10 years since I've been there, but
it's getting better now.
Watts legitimately frightened me, Caden. I'm not gonna lie. Watts legitimately frightened me. I was like, it's just, yeah. I mean, like, and I feel bad for the people who live there who are living in that environment and who have no choice.
Yeah.
But like,
what's bad is the, there's a lot of bad areas down there.
Oh yeah. Well, they kept sending me to all those places, those sons of bitches, for $12 an hour. It was not worth it. Not worth it. Although I had fun. I did have fun on all those things. All right. So I do, cause it is 11:55 and we're coming up on the 2 hour mark and I have to get to bed here pretty soon. Jay David here says, Watts is no joke. South Central LA. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I did a lot with the school, LA school department in those areas.
Nice, dude. Nice. So this headline right here, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Oh, 100%. Like, by the way, I'm not against any of this, and I feel bad kind of for saying that.
I think some people will be, but I think I understand what their strategy could be going forward, and I think I'm on board for it, to be honest. It is a big change, though, and I think it does reflect that they've gone through some growing pains, but I don't know, though. Like, I don't think it's like it means like all the shows are going away.
Not all the shows.
I think they'll be cutting back a lot.
feel like the Okoye / Midnight Angels definitely becoming special. Wonder Man stays a series because Wonder Man Agatha will stay a series.
It's already presented. It's already in development, right? Or they're filming it.
Yeah,
I think, right? Or they're getting ready.
Agatha starts
but here's
filming
like
next month.
it's like between this and what happened with Armor Wars, they're clearly mixing some things up. Like,
But it makes sense. But it makes a lot of sense. So according to the Cosmic Circus, that's
Lizzie Hill.
That's Lizzie Hill. So
they're very good over there. Like,
yeah,
this
they've
is
got
not
some
like,
good.
Like, I know it's a fan website, but they're still they're pretty solid on stuff.
No, I follow her. She's got some decent bona fides. Murphy's Multiverse does as well. There are people you can tell how they act that will definitely it kind of helps you kind of get a good idea. The people that are outright grifting, you can kind of tell who they are. Not going into that detail, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so it says here, according to Cosmic Circus, Marvel Studios plans to expand its use of special presentation format with more titles that aren't necessarily tied to holidays. They will instead be used to expand the MCU in a way that doesn't involve the longer form arc of a Disney Plus show. Additionally, this will be a way for Marvel to introduce new characters into the MCU that wouldn't necessarily lead their own movies, but would still benefit from a shorter story. Outlet also reports that according to its sources, Marvel and Disney Plus are considering scraping their show plans for some upcoming Disney Plus series that are still in early development in order to redevelop them into special presentations. It's unclear at this point which of the Marvel Disney Plus projects could be translated to this format. Personally, I think it's a fantastic idea.
Right.
I think Nova would definitely be one of those projects.
Well, here's the thing, right? So we're 4 days away from Werewolf by Night. Everyone who's seen it in Fantastic Fest said it was amazing. I think they're looking at that being like, okay, we made a 60-minute special that introduces the horror realm of the MCU. We introduced a bunch of new characters. It was 60 minutes. It was a lean, mean production. It worked great. Everyone seems to like it. Why don't we just do more of this? This seems to work for us. These 60 to 90-minute long streaming movies, basically. And then we don't need to worry about making these 6-episode event series that have to be stretched out and be all this and that.
Because they're failing at that front. They're really failing.
Well, are they? I mean, listen, I don't know, how do I put this? I think that some of the shows have worked for the shows that have embraced the TV format have really worked, but some of them obviously didn't pan out or were as successful. I think She-Hulk has been a little mixed, to be honest. I don't hate the show, but I think it's lost some of its momentum. I'm hoping next week, obviously, with Daredevil coming in, they'll change that. But I
think one of the reasons why they lost their momentum is because of how they started the show. They started it with episode 8, which had the momentum of how she got her story, how she got her powers.
Well, it's just it felt like the show was spinning its wheels a little bit. Which I think is
I disagree. Right? This episode was Jen learning to love herself.
This episode was much better than last week's. Last week's I did not like very much.
I really chuckled at last week's. I think
the last week's was really to just set up everything for what's going to happen.
But it was really funny with her and Titania getting into a fight, and then the whole thing with the wedding and the drunk friend. I mean, it's look, the show, we're 3 dudes, all right, and we're not going to have the same experiences that women do.
Oh, of course, I recognize that.
And I think
I like the show up until this point, but I'm just I feel like we're just sort of. I'm not sure what this is all really leading to in terms of what is the ultimate goal of the show in terms of character arcs and where we're supposed to leave this character off at.
We don't know yet, and I think that's part of the fun. I think that's part of the fun at this point is to not quite know where things are going to go, not quite know what's going to happen. It's like talking about the people getting so mad at the twerking when this is a woman taking her power, and yet that bothered a lot of people because they thought that it was bad storytelling, even though it's a post-credit scene that's a throwaway scene. In a show that doesn't take itself seriously. I mean, look, say what you will. There's been some good and some bad, but I'll say, man, the Madison character was fucking hysterical. I like the Madison character.
Madison was fun.
She was fun, and her and Wong's complete deadpan friendship
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these side characters, I feel like should have stuck around more. Like, I wish we could have gotten more Madison, or as Phantom Menace will say in the chat, I wish we would have been at this therapy group earlier because I like those characters. I'm like,
Oh, the therapy group was
why
great.
wasn't he, like, why weren't we here like an episode or two earlier? It would have been nice to have gotten these characters in here a little earlier. You know?
Yeah. No,
Well,
I
think it was
completely
on
agree.
purpose, like story wise.
I was kind of like a little bit like, okay, Emil Blonsky doing a self-help group. What the, what's going on with this shit? Seems kind of dumb. And then you get to the episode and you watch it and you're just like, yeah, it's like,
it works.
It worked.
It's different, but it works.
It worked. Our H Bart's here for $2. Thanks, buddy. Says Rings of Power is where it's at. We can talk about Rings of Power. E equals MC squared says Hawkeye should have been a special. I actually agree.
I agree with that. Like, honestly, like looking back at it, right? I feel like there's a couple shows that should have been special presentations. For example, I really, really, really liked Moon Knight, but Moon Knight could have been like an hour-long movie.
Moon Knight could have been a 2-hour-long movie. It had enough there for 2 hours.
I think it was fine as it was.
Hawkeye especially should have been special.
Hawkeye definitely
should have been cut in half.
Functioned better as a special.
It would have functioned better if they would have. I mean,
as a Christmas special.
Can somebody I wonder if somebody could recut that into a 2-hour movie.
Somebody probably could.
Here's the thing though, is again, like when it comes to Hawkeye, I really, really, really enjoyed it up until that finale. I just felt like the finale fell apart.
Same here. I liked the show up until that last episode. I'm like,
yeah,
this sucks.
But the best one so far has been Loki, hands down Loki.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So some of these, like Miss Marvel, I thought really leaned into the fact there was a TV show. Like outside of the villains, which are horrible. I hated the villains. I thought they were very badly written. The rest of the show was amazing. Right. I thought it really used the TV format very well. Some of the stuff really works. Some of the stuff I think could have just been like a 90-minute special on Disney Plus. And if they're going to do more of that, I'm okay with that. Just pick the right projects to fit within that. Like, I don't know if you talked about this already, but I find the fact that Armor Wars is a movie now to be really, really, really interesting. Because this was like a long development Disney Plus show that was announced like right towards the beginning, and now it's being reworked into a movie. And then you have this with the Blade stuff that's going on. I'm just like, they're like really kind of like re-examining their project lineup and like really mixing it up. Probably because they're realizing some stuff just hasn't worked. And I'm not saying like they're admitting like they're failing, but I think they're more so admitting, okay, what can be improved going forward? Because we need to make sure the next two phases are really, really solid. Because we really need to like prove to everybody that we still got this magic touch, you know?
I think they still, the thing is that after such a big success of Endgame, you're of course going to have minor, like, fluxes of hits and misses and whatever. Like that's going to happen, because you're still trying to figure out what's the next story. I mean, how are we going to
hold on. Jay says here, Don Cheadle said, I ain't going to no goddamn Disney Plus. He was Emmy nominated for being in the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier for 90 seconds.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I got an Emmy nomination. I'll do
even he was like,
what the hell?
Why? As everyone else, Isaiah Bradley was like the better character to get the role, to get the stuff there. But I really think it's like, I really think there's a big part of it though, where you're right. I think Marvel's having a little bit of trouble right now.
Do you think it was because of Werewolf by Night that they're re-examining this? Or do you think this is something they already had planned?
Well, okay. So I think
it's because of Werewolf by Night. I think that being such a big success, supposedly. I think that's why maybe we should do more
probably not just Werewolf by Night. It's probably also the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Looking at what they were able to accomplish in an hour versus 2 hours or an hour and a half or whatever. I think that the response to the 6-episode long movies has been another thing that's kind of hurt them.
Look at like what we're getting to, right? So people are like, we're tired of the 6-episode events. Okay, here's Daredevil Born Again, 18 episodes. Okay, that's good.
Spend more time with the characters, yeah. But it's also they can also then slow things down a little bit, because the big problem with these shows is that they are being treated like movies. I feel like Michael Waldron's work on Loki season 1 was really good at breaking down the pacing of it and giving us
it was
the
a
arcs.
Bit of a mix between. It was both it felt like a 6-hour movie, but still felt like television still.
It felt like television, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with things being television. That's just like, I think that's the thing, like, maybe Kevin Feige has just had trouble with. I mean, look, the guy the greatest movie producer in the last, ever? To some people, yeah. I think definitely the modern age.
producing movies and producing TV. There's
Yeah,
a big difference.
and I think he's learning that. I really do think he's learning that, and I think that's something where again he's also putting a lot of
he
faith
also
on.
has Brad Winterbaum and Victoria Alonso, who also
Right,
are
I
like,
and
the other
don't
issue-
forget Ludo Esposito as well, because he's still there too.
But Brad Winterbaum and Victoria Alonso are the two Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I think the issue is too is that initially when they conceived of these series, like, okay, every series needs to be like a big event. But when you treat everything like this big movie level event, suddenly nothing's special anymore, right? So I think also to look at this being like, it's okay if we just like make like an hour-long special where we introduce some characters and go, right? So it's like it's okay if we do it like this.
Yeah.
The other big thing with this, honestly, too, is just also like I think they really have to examine like, okay, what really deserves like a series? Like, for example, like we were hearing about that Shang-Chi spinoff show with the 10 Rings, right? With Shang-Chi's sister.
Right.
That doesn't need to be a 6-hour show. That can be like a 2-hour special, like a movie basically, and you're good. Like you can do like what else? Like Nova or
I think.
Honestly, me and Kate are probably gonna disagree on this, but I could honestly see them reworking Agatha into a special. Because Agatha, I feel like, has so little interest from a lot of the fan base. I could see them be like, okay, we don't know if we can switch out to a 6 to 9 hour story. Let's try making this like a really good.
I don't think they're going to do that right now because we're legit a month away from production. That's still going to stay as a series.
I guess we'll see. I mean, but here, listen, I didn't think Blade was going to be reworked at the very last minute, but they're like their script. They got rid of their director. They're supposedly rewriting the script from scratch.
Because of
that whole project's being torn up basically and started all over again, which sucks because I wish that would come out sooner. But it is what it is.
There's a difference with that. This one with like this, like yeah, you can rework it and like delay it, whatever. But you already have probably majority of your cast signed on to do a series. And also, but with Blade, that's not being reworked into a series or a special. It's just getting a new writer, has a new writer, and getting a new director.
I'm just saying, it's never. I mean, well, that's all. I mean, it's never a good sign to lose your director and to rewrite your entire script right before you start production. It's never a good sign. I'm a little worried.
Well,
about
I mean,
that.
remember what happened with The Crow?
I mean, it's mostly the reason why like they did everything that they did with Blade right now is because of the director. It's not because of Holly and Feige and stuff. It's
again, this is where I say too, like, listen, I understand that you have a formula of hiring directors for your projects or people to be in charge of your projects, but sometimes you do need a steady hand. Like, it's okay. Like, I think they need to get to a point too. It's like, okay, we need to actually hire a capable director. Like, because sometimes you're hiring some of these unknowns. I mean, look what happened with Captain Marvel, right? Sometimes hiring the unknowns who are just the yes men doesn't always work either. Because sometimes they don't really put their stamp on something, actually make something like really special.
Well, I think that they're again like they're once we're almost 2 years into the Disney Plus Marvel show world, right?
Yeah, I mean, like
so they
was success or not.
This is the perfect time to learn their stuff.
Yeah, this is them evaluating the data, look at the successes, look at the failures, and then reassess. I think this is a great idea. I think for one, it will save money. Because with Chapek as well, he's going to want to cut back on costs. It doesn't matter if it's Marvel; he's going to want to cut back on costs.
Better storytelling potentially too. It's like okay,
tighter storytelling.
Hour 90-minute special, like right.
But at the same time, it's like I look at something like She-Hulk. I'm like, it embraced half-hour sitcom TV. I hope we get more. I really do. Same with WandaVision. If they went back to that format, I'd be very happy. It was very well done. They're not going to, and I get why. But the shows that have embraced television have done it. Well, look at What If. What If also, I think, as it went on, started kind of picking up steam or picking up speed and stuff.
Season 2 will be better than
I'm looking for, because they're not going to be under COVID having that problem as well.
Right.
Real quick though,
Zombies is like, of course, spinning off from What If and being TVMA is, as
the animation will get better as well.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going to happen with that. That's going to be pretty decent for the future. And again, as long as they learn from their mistakes, that's always what you want. You don't want people to, you don't want them to sit there and stagnate. And
here's the one big thing we have to talk about though, real quick though. Because of the what I like to call the churn effect, where like they want a show or something coming out almost every single month or every single week. will like if they produce less content overall for Disney Plus on the Marvel side, is that necessarily a bad thing for them? Like, what are they going to use to fill the void? Because you start transitioning from like these 6-hour special shows where it's like an episode a week, and you just do one special, basically one episode dropping at one point in time. That's less content on the service as a whole. So will Disney be on board for that overall? Is the other question too.
Well, I think again they have a lot of other content. You know, it's all about like how many movies are going to put out, that 45-day window to come over to streaming, and then fill the gap there. They'll be able to figure this out as they go along.
They like it where they have like a Marvel show airs, and then we have Andor. It's like, okay, then we got Andor airing. Then next up, it's another Marvel show, right?
Yeah.
They like how it's airing every week.
Having a hopscotch of these things would be pretty fine. By the way, Andor is the shit. Just want to say that real quick. But there are a couple of free super chats that I did not get to because I didn't see them. Sorry, guys. Thank you very much. Jess Mars for Prime member for $5 a month for 14 months. Thank you so much, Jess. Says, I'm super excited for the new Pokemon game because it takes place in Spain, or in a Spain-influenced region, and my relatives are from Spain. Cool, man. I just showed my daughter Let's Go Pikachu because I have that one. And
cool.
She was like fucking enthralled with it. She kept trying to steal my Switch. She's like, I want to play. I'm like, you're 4. You don't know how to play. You can watch me play and we can work on it together. And she's like, no, I want it.
Well, to be honest, Let's Go Pikachu's pretty easy though. It's like meant to be like for kids, like little.
Oh
kids.
yeah, that's why I didn't play as much of it. I do want to eventually get. I got the Return to Monkey Island.
Oh,
I bought
really?
that the
You
other day.
started?
Yes, I love it. I fucking love it, dude. It's so good. It's so good. It's like some stuff there, like, you know, like I'm playing it on casual right now, and then you can play on harder difficulty, which has more puzzles and they're harder. And I'm like, the game isn't super challenging on the casual side. Like there's sometimes I get a little stuck, but for the most part, if you just pay attention to like the world around you, you can solve everything with a pretty relative ease, you know? And I'm like, okay, cool. But I enjoy the story well enough to where I am going to want to play through it again. It's a chill, lay back, you know, it's a point and click adventure sort of thing. And you're like, all right, I'm going back to my childhood a little bit. It's updated, but it's still cool. Yeah, I paid $25 for it and I'm very happy with that. And then also we have Anthony Beltre, who's been a matinee member, for 7 months. Thank you very much, Anthony. Says Marvel doing special instead of series is good. Yes, I agree. I think it's going to be better on that front for everybody.
It's not like, I don't think it's going to be a place where like they're not going to do any shows, but I think it's going to be more of a balance. I don't think you're going to get nearly as many shows. Like they're probably like maybe like a couple, like 2 or 3 a year, and mostly specials.
I think if they slowed down the shows, they developed them to be a little bit different, a little bit more compact, even if they're only a couple episodes, or longer episodes or whatever, you know, they've had a bit of a rough run. At least Andor, again, the thing with Andor that I like is that Andor feels like a TV show, and it's very formatted for that. And that's what they need. More people who understand television. And once they get to that point, it will be better for Disney Plus. I think they were just trying to race to get it done because I think they really wanted to compete with Netflix. Little did they know that Netflix would kind of start to buckle under its own burden.
I don't think anyone knew that was going to happen.
Well, here's the thing that we're noticing too. Now we're starting to finally realize, okay, there actually is a ceiling. There's a ceiling to how far a streaming service can grow, and we cannot surpass the ceiling. So we're gonna reach the ceiling, and then that's it. Like that's it, basically. So like now now everyone's adapting to the fact, okay, we can't grow this beyond this point. So let's like just try and keep what we got and sustain what we have. So that's also where we're at too, where things are getting kind of interesting.
Well, no, you're right. You're right. It's kind of like you know, rapid expansion and how that can be a problem. So a couple other quick little supers to get here as well. Command Unit says, reminder, take your 40K pill. I got it synced up right here, buddy. Thank you. H-Bart's here. It says Rings of Power is where it's at. Fuck, yes. I just watched, because last night I watched Andor, Rings of Power, and She-Hulk. And Rings of Power was really good. I don't know why people are still bashing on this fucking show. Angry Joe's a moron. I just want to say that.
Oh, where's that coming from?
Because he just clearly does. Remember how like we were laughing at how John Campea didn't understand what was happening in Loki episode 3? It's like the same shit here.
Well,
It's
listen, I mean, if somebody doesn't get it or doesn't enjoy it the same way, it just is what it is. I mean, some people just don't get it, and it's okay.
Yeah. But there's also like this, like, you know, like Eric Kane from Forbes called episode 6 a dumpster fire. And I'm just like,
listen, like I haven't heard much about the show from everyone else, but a lot of what I'm hearing around the conversation around, everyone's like, yeah, the show's not. I mean, listen, I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll check it out eventually when like it's all done and just binge through the whole thing. But like, a lot of the conversation is negative. It is what it is in that front. I don't think.
See, but you also spend a lot of time in the YouTube side of things. You go to Reddit.
Well, that's true. Reddit and other places like Twitter, like outside of Twitter.
Twitter's been more positive on it. Been a lot more positive on it. Reddit's been a lot more positive on it. And I was even on Reddit the other day, and people in the Lord of the Rings on Prime subreddit were just like, they go, literally, I read someone go, I went to go try to find people talking about this show positively, and I can't find it. Like, YouTube suppresses it. Like, the algorithm is not showing them anyone speaking positively of this stuff.
Well, it doesn't want to.
It doesn't want to. But it's like, but that's why I said out there, I'm like, wait, people are complaining about that? Like, I can't find any good conversations about it. And it's like, I'm like, wow, is nature actually kind of healing, where people are just like, I'm tired of this shit. That was part of the reason why I was kind of in that mood last week. I'm like, yeah, man, like, you know, like, we want to talk about these things and have a good time talking about these things, where it's like, you know, but the negativity has gotten so rampant that it's just average people are just feeling it. Like, I just want a good convo, and the fandom has now turned toxic and sour on almost every single front. So that's really like, that's a big thing. And even like, then you get like the toxic positivity, like you would in, let's say, like parts of the Snyder fandom. And even like some of the Star Wars fandom has toxic positivity as well. There's things to criticize about Boba Fett and Obi-Wan and even Andor. There's things to criticize, but it's like, you know, still, I think it's better than the sum of its parts. Right. You know, I love Andor. I think Bad Batch is great too, but there's just a lot of shit going on where these guys are like, I think people are wanting something that is like, that they want to get excited about. And, you know, and it's so like, they can't find it with the show that they like, because it's already been primed for 5 years to be shat on. If you think about it, it was announced in 2017 and people were priming that pump for years. Gary from Nerderotic was just going at it. And, you know, and that's, I think, a big problem. Like, you know, that's how I see it, at least, which is unfortunate, which is really fucking unfortunate. H-Bar here says, RJ, if you need Rings of Power lore, me and Hans got you covered. Yeah, trust me. I asked H-Barts a question last night. Fucker sent me like a goddamn novel. I'm like in bed.
Lore for you though, so.
I know, I'm in bed and I'm trying to read it, and he's like, you know, these words. I'm like, the fuck is this? What the fuck? I have to like Google what this word means to understand his character name and shit. Basically, it's just like I had to respond, you know, with thumbs up, but in reality, I was like, nerd. I'm kidding. I love you, buddy. You know that. Yeah. H-Bar here says, I love talking with you in DMs about Rings of Power theories, since most people are negative on it. That's what I'm talking about, dude. We fucking talk all the time about this shit. I still think Halbrand is very much the biggest red herring we've seen in a long time for television. But you got, dude, I'm telling you, RJ, like the first episode of the show is very lore heavy, but as the second episode picks up, especially getting to what just happened in this week's episode, it's fucking lit.
Oh, Rings of Power. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see episode 6?
This episode was crazy.
Fuck, dude, that ending, right? Like, holy shit. Yeah, I know. Holy crap. Ending was very good. E equals MCU says, YouTube algorithm only promotes toxic. It's depressing for creators. Yeah, it bugs me a lot. That's why when we did the Forgotten Films the other night, man, that was a lot of fun. A lot of people liked Forgotten Films. And I don't know, listen, I'm just going to kind of shill my own shit for a hot fucking second here. But because we're getting ready, we have 120 people watching. I just got this ready to go today. Premiere tomorrow morning. Falcon Lake UFO incident for Deep Lore, talking about the this Canadian guy here experiencing UFOs in the 70s or 60s. I think it's the 60s or 70s. Either way, good story. What's up?
Your tie on that? You know, the UFO stuff?
You know, actually, believe it or not, Ty was one of the reasons. Well, he was one of the reasons why I came across the story. Not that he directly talked about it, but just like there was a thing there with like I just was like looking up something at the same time and kind of went down a little rabbit hole, like a little path, and came across this story, and it's interesting. I'm like, yeah, I could talk about this one. So recorded it, spent the day working on the edit to get the edit up, ready to go. Got the premiere for the morning, and my first time trying a trailer, because you can do did you know you can the trailers, you can do those now?
Wait, what?
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're doing a live stream, like, or you're doing a preview, or you're doing a trailer or whatever, or you're doing a premiere or a live stream, you can actually like put a trailer in front of it. So when people click on the link, they can get an idea for what they're going to watch when it happens. And
That's cool.
so I've got so for the Deep Lore episode, it's over on youtube.com/forbidden knowledge too. I'll post that in the chat there if anyone wants to check that out. Yeah, I always do like a little kind of like a hook opening, a little like 26-second hook. And hold on. There we go. So I cut that out and made that the little trailer, so it's like this, it's cool. It's like a little, I'm excited to see how it goes as I built this thing out. And I might even put trailers in front of these streams, like these streams when I do, cause I want to do like history lessons, right? Like I pull up the PowerPoint and everything. And I want to do them about what brought us to, how did Black Adam come together now that we're getting ready to watch it, right? Some history and shit. And so I could do a little video teaser of this is the story, and give people a bit of a thing to get excited for. So there's tools that we can use as creators that they don't ever fucking talk about. So let's see here. Hold on. Benson says, have you heard YouTube is limiting 4K to premium customers? I mean, how often do you guys,
really? I didn't hear about that.
To use 4K. I don't use 4K very often. Hold on. Jarbo is on Billy Carson channel. I don't know what that is.
Billy Carson?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. H-Barts for 5. Thanks, buddy. He says, people are mad at Galadriel dodging on the horse. Also, did you watch the Shapiro vid? I didn't watch the Shapiro vid. I don't know why they're upset at a 6,000-year-old elven fucking battle commander who has some badass horse skills.
You're
Jesus
right.
Christ. Jesus Christ, it's really stupid. Let's see. Is this a story about how Charbo grew a hate boner from The Rock? Believe it or not, Mo, when I do that video about Black Adam, it's not going to be anything involving I'll be critical in some aspects, but I'm going to talk about how the movie came together and what I'm excited for. Because that's my
why you're excited for Black Adam, or what is it?
No, not why I'm excited. It's going to have elements of that in there, but it's going to be about how the movie ultimately came together. The long wait, the history of it. Yeah, kind of like what Podio commentary was before. I'm just doing.
I put you on your hands and knees when the movie comes out and you see Henry Cavill. So,
you know what? Like I said, if I watch the movie and Henry Cavill is there. Rational says here, would I consider Rings of Power water cooler talk? I would, actually. I heavily would. Maybe after the season we'll do it, because we only have 2 episodes left, so it's a little bit difficult right now. I just feel like, doing the late night streams and things like that are a little, gets a little bit daunting sometimes to keep up with it. You know what I mean? But I do want to. There are days I get very jealous of Campia, not because of the channel size or whatever, but it's because it's that time to do the morning show, the afternoon show, and the night show without really anything else in between. That's the thing. I don't have time for that, but yeah, we should figure that out because I really enjoy it. Let's see. So, oh yeah. Also, H-Bart said Blade needs to be R-rated. Sorry, RJ.
I disagree. I don't think it does.
It does.
No movie inherently needs to be a certain rating to be good. Sorry.
I think so. Let's see. H-Barts here says, would love Rings of Power to change its name for the last 2 seasons to Lord of the Rings War of the Last Alliance. I think they might do something like that. They might change the name as a way to like, because I mean, look at it. What is it? We look at the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but what's Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. But we really refer to it as just like the Lord of the Rings. We know what we're talking about. The Hobbit, we know what we're talking about. They might find a way to break the book into it, So War of the Rings would be pretty cool. Actually, I'll fully admit. So last night I was surfing around Xbox, the Xbox store, and I'm like, I really want. I saw a deal for Shadow of War, right? It was like $9 for like the complete game.
Oh yeah, that's
and I'm
really
like,
good.
I was like, all right, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
and then like.
Sure
I'm like, yeah, like I've got it for PS4, but I haven't turned my PS4 on in a year. So I'm like, $9 is $9. I'll get it. And then I'm also looking through and I saw they had the Division 2 for $9. And I'm like, okay. Cause I never played Division 2. I was an impulse buy. So I bought it. So I played about an hour and a half of the Division 2 last night and remembered why I really liked the Division games. So, but, yeah. Thomas here says you can't do a vampire movie without blood.
No, you can do blood, but it doesn't have to be red blood. You can make a very violent movie, but just change the color of the blood. Literally, Werewolf by Night is TV-14, but Michael Giacchino said, "Oh, this would totally be R-rated, but we made it black and white, so we got away with it." That's all you have to do, dude. That's it.
Nice.
It's very easy.
I mean, also, legit, you can make where the sword that kills vampires turn to dust.
Exactly. It can be just violent.
Well,
exactly.
Blade did that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can legit do what they did in the first trilogy.
Oh, it needs to be like super bloody. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You can really do it to where it doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah, and you don't need to show vampires sucking blood every single second that vampires on screen. Like, you don't. You can show it like every once in a while, like when it's actually needed.
I mean, the MPAA has laxed up quite a bit.
That's what I'm saying. So because it laxed up, you're like, oh, it needs to be like super gory. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You can have a violent movie, but it can still be PG-13. You just do some subtle little tricks. That's it. It's actually very easy. So people will be like, oh my god, it being PG-13 is travesty. So like, you don't get it at all. It's okay.
Like, if it's R-rated, then cool. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it's R-rated, I'm down for that too. But I'm saying that's not going to be the end of the world if it's not.
If it's PG or G,
then yeah. I don't care if it's
that's
rated R or not. I think it should be rated R, but if it's not, I'm not going to lose my mind because I don't care. Like, just make a good movie. And you can make a good movie regardless of rating. It's really not that hard.
I think, well, I mean, I think you should always kind of aim for the, I think you should aim for the R rating, but yeah.
Aim for what the story requires. Don't aim for a specific rating to stay. Listen, okay, perfect example, Die Hard 4, okay? PG-13, still a good movie. The next one, Die Hard 5, oh, they went back to rated R. It was a shit movie. The rating
the unrated version of Die Hard 4 was actually better than the PG-13 version.
Either way, my point being though is that a rating doesn't make a movie. It just doesn't.
Well,
Die Hard is
sure. I mean, well, okay, so you could kind of say the same thing for zombie films, but they did Warm Bodies. That was PG-13, and that was like a zombie comedy spoof sort of thing, but like still treated the zombies as being a real threat. For the most part, I really enjoyed Warm Bodies. I don't know why, but I did.
Isn't Warm Bodies the rom-com zombie movie?
I wouldn't call it a rom-com. I would call it a movie. It's got comedic elements in it. I mean, like, it's meant to be. It's a young adult novel, but I just really fucking liked it. I saw it. Actually, I think I saw it at the drive-in with Die Hard 5. They came out around the same time.
Right, it has Nicholas Hoult in it.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult, Dave Franco's in it, Teresa Palmer's in it, Rob Corddry's in it. Rob Corddry is great, but I just like Rob Corddry and everything. So,
yeah, I mean that's all I'm saying. Like I said, if it's rated R, I'm cool with that. But if it's not, I'm not going to lose my mind like other people are. Because again, I don't need things to be rated R just to fulfill some kind of fantasy I have of what it should be. Make the movie that they want to make. If it's a good movie, I don't care. That's all that should matter to anybody. But of course, we were all obsessed with like this rating idea. It's like if it's not the movie in my head, then it sucks. Which is like such a horrible mindset to have as like any kind of person ever. I'll never understand that. It's like the movie needs to be exactly what I want it to be in my head, or else I'm gonna be mad. It's like, okay, it's real mature of you. Okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Koss right here says AVS Alien versus Predator Requiem was R and it was bad.
Exactly.
See,
For example,
no, Requiem was better than AVP. Requiem was, but yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Like seeing action scenes where you couldn't see what the fuck was going on in Requiem.
Oh my god, did you ever watch AV fucking P? Did you see how that movie was fucking edited?
Still better than Requiem.
Bullshit.
No, it's not.
Bullshit.
Requiem, the whole movie's in the fucking dark. You couldn't see shit.
So was fucking AVP.
Not to the same extent, though. Wasn't nearly as egregious.
Bullshit, dude. The editing on that movie was fucking. Oh my god, the fight scenes were so. That was at a time for some fucking reason. Everything was shaky cam at the time. Everything was shaky cam. And the way they cut the AVP fight scenes, like AVP had a cooler scale than Requiem. What I liked about Requiem was like, hey, a xenomorph and a predator end up in a small northwestern town. People gonna die. And a lot of people died, and the shit got crazy, and I fucking liked it.
But the scale was just all over the place, though, which was the issue.
Dude, I unironically enjoyed Jason 10.
Okay, well, Jason X.
Did you ever see Jason X?
I did. It's a fucking horrible movie, but it's hilarious.
It is an absolutely horrible movie, but my god, the line there, it's okay, guys, he just wants his machete back, is still fucking a classic, dude. Yeah, King of Golden Station's AVP was better. RJ put the bong down. That's right.
I think the original AVP is better than the sequel. I'm sorry. I will maintain that till the day I die. Requiem is ass. Listen, they're both horrible movies. They're both horrible movies. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather watch the original AVP versus the sequel. Sorry.
Here's the thing with that is like I mean I don't hate AVP. I haven't watched it in a long ass time. I felt Predators was a better movie.
Of course.
You know, Prey, I still haven't seen The Predator from 2018, which everyone tells me is shit.
It's bad. It's pretty bad.
But it's like but Prey was fucking amazing. Like I loved Prey. So, you know, and I'm looking forward to watching Hellraiser this week because apparently it's getting pretty good reviews. Don't rub it in, Caden. Don't rub it in.
No, my review's coming out Tuesday night.
Okay.
So
can you get me a screener link to that? Yeah, done. No, I'm gonna watch it. You know, have you guys watched Hocus Pocus 2 yet?
Yeah, I have.
I
haven't.
I've never seen the original, so.
What?
Wow, dude, that's
go.
I mean,
wow.
like, okay, so I'm just gonna say this, RJ, and this is not meant to be mean, but like, this is how what you said. This is like,
I was more of a Halloween kid than a Hocus Pocus kid. I'm sorry. Like,
okay. I guess because you know you were born in the 80s. I saw Hocus Pocus.
You're breaking up really bad.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, okay, I think it's better. What were you saying?
Yeah, it's fucking StreamYard. No, I saw Hocus Pocus in theaters when it came out. So like I was 11 when that came out. So like I understand, like for my generation, we really liked it, but I guess, you know, I've never seen the Halloween Town movies.
I've seen all of the, like, I've seen probably majority of the DCOM Halloween.
I've always wanted to watch Hocus Pocus. I just never did. For some reason, I just never did as a kid.
You could tell me, like, you could literally, dude, honest to God, you could drop the N-bomb and I would be less shocked than you telling me you haven't seen Hocus Pocus.
What the fuck? Where the fuck
you could tell me, that's what I'm saying is like, you being you, like the Disney file that you are, I thought Hocus Pocus would have been like a yearly tradition.
And I understand that. I get that too, but like it's just one of those movies I just never saw. I never saw Hocus Pocus.
Rational. Matt, RJ is a Zoomer. Please forgive his ignorance.
I'm not a Zoomer. I was born in '99. It's like way before Zoomer.
That's way before.
Like you can't. Years before me, and I've seen Hocus Pocus.
Dude, you can't even argue that you're a millennial. You're not a millennial, all right?
I'm a millennial. It's '99. I count. So.
Well, it's like me saying I'm a Gen Xer. It's like I'm right at the end. Fine. Well, I'll tell you. You know, what's kind of funny is, you know, Halloween Town was shot in St. Helens, Oregon.
Yep.
And so back in Halloween 2016, my girlfriend and I actually went up there because they had like a little Halloween event. So we went up there and checked it out for the Halloween Town thing. It was pretty cool, actually. I've never seen the movie, but because I think it was like right before Debbie Reynolds died, actually.
Yeah, Debbie Reynolds passed away in what, 2016, 2017.
She died the day after her daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which was really sad. But Debbie Reynolds was like so good. Like, here's the thing: if you didn't grow up watching Halloween Town, you're not gonna like it. But like for kids of my generation, because we watch all the time, it's not a great movie. There's some production value issues because it's like a TV movie in the 90s or whatever, early 2000s.
Yeah,
but they're
dude,
fun.
you don't
They're
remember.
fun movies.
See, it's like watching The Worst Witch. You know, I know Netflix. I know Netflix has like a television version of it or whatever. But there was a movie called The Worst Witch.
Yeah.
And I believe Tim Curry was like the warlock, like the head warlock.
Mm.
And that was one like I watched a bunch as a kid because I really fucking liked it. It was I enjoyed the movie. But again, it's like my dad and I were talking a while back, and he's like, do you remember? He's like, no, we're talking about He-Man. And he's like, oh, do you remember? He's like, you remember how much you liked Masters of the Universe? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I remember how much you liked Masters of the Universe. And I did. I watched it a lot. I still like Masters of the Universe. You know, like I like one of the key shows I was so excited to watch when I was a kid was fucking Goosebumps. I was in like third grade when those books came out.
Those books is great.
We used to, everyone in my school, we all read them. We all read Goosebumps.
Everyone in middle school read Goosebumps. Everybody did.
Like, and it was, it was just like, we like every month there was a new one. I still trying to figure out how the fuck.
I have to ask though, what was your favorite Goosebumps?
My favorite episode. Episode, I probably don't really remember which episode was my favorite.
There's some really bad Goosebumps episodes. Like
there are.
Like, the superhero one, the adaptation was really bad. Like it's like a notoriously bad episode.
My favorite Goosebumps book, believe it or not, is the very first one.
Which one was the first one?
Welcome to Dead House.
Which one was that one?
That was the one where the family moves into the new house, and I forget what it is, like what the villains of them are, but they like kill the dog, like right off, like pretty quickly kill off the dog, you know.
But there was also everyone's favorite tends to be like the mask one, where like the girl puts on the mask and becomes the monster or whatever. Or
no, that was a good one too. But like Welcome to Camp Nightmare was good. That was a good one.
The Werewolf by Swamp.
No, the twist, the twist in Welcome to Camp Nightmare was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that twist, to be honest. That twist was kind of stupid, but like,
really?
It was like, okay, spoiler alert for like a 20-year-old book. Wasn't the twist that like it was aliens or something? Like it was like a spaceship thing or whatever. Like it was like, oh, the camp is actually like for aliens or whatever.
I thought the twist was like they were the monsters.
No, that was the one about the girl who thought her teacher was a monster. The teacher was a monster, but they were even worse monsters who ate the teacher at the very end.
Oh yeah. That was the one with like the worms, right? That was a good adaptation, if I recall.
Yeah, or like it turned out like the girl.
It was a government. The twist of the camp was that it was a government-run camp, and it was an experiment site, I believe.
Yeah. It was aliens.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Command Unit here for $2 says my favorite Goosebumps book is the Scarecrow one. I don't know if I remember this.
Scarecrow one was scary.
I'll tell you this though, my favorite R.L. Stine book was Hit and Run. That was a good fucking book. R.L. Stine's Hit and Run was a good book. I remember I read that book like 3-4 times when I was a kid.
The movie with Jack Black.
Never watched it.
Really? You never watched it?
Yeah, it's one of those. I'll tell you why I never watched it. I'm a huge Jack Black fan. I was just watching Kung Fu Panda 3 before streaming tonight. And because we're kind of on a Kung Fu Panda kick right now. And so but it's like, and again, I've been a big Jack Black fan for well over 25 years. So it's like this particular one, like I love R.L. Stine, I love Goosebumps, I love Jack Black. This should kind of appeal to me in some aspect.
He plays R.L. Stine.
Yeah, I know he plays R.L. Stine. I think the thing is though, like I think the concept of it of being like the books come to life. Mm-hmm. I think that's what gets lost on me. Like if you're going to do a Goosebumps movie, like
that concept.
Yeah, like adapt one of the books, right? Or if you're going to actually
all the books
I know
though.
that Disney Plus is doing Goosebumps now.
They are, yeah, they're doing their own.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. I think it's gonna be more like the TV show, where it's like each episode's a book adaptation. or
If
something like that.
it's an anthology series, cool. Right, cool. We can deal with that. I think
it's not an anthology. It follows like 5 kids. Let me.
Why is it not
actually
an
look it up.
anthology show? That's what it should be.
And
People want that to come back.
and it talks about the parents' past. And I think the parents dealt with the Goosebumps stuff, and the Goosebumps stuff is
stupid.
coming back.
Dumb.
Yeah. dumb. I think again, it's one of those scenarios where I've always enjoyed his storytelling. I feel like if they're going to start adapting it, actually adapt it. You know, like Say Cheese and Die was a really good one.
Yeah, that one was great.
That was a good one.
Take a picture when they die.
Yeah, there was the one I remember, like the one he had like a hammerhead shark on the cover of it. I used to read these things like an hour. It's been so long.
Were you big into Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah. When I mean, it's been so long, I don't remember all of it, you know, but I remember at the time, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark was something that was just like, it was spooky, aimed at kids, and it didn't really like pull any punches, if I recall correctly.
It was way more mature than Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like. I'm not saying Goosebumps wasn't mature, but like, Are You Afraid of the Dark was like, let's be edgier than Goosebumps. Like, let's like really lean into like this is but like supposed to give you nightmares kind of shit. Because Goosebumps has like that tongue in cheek kind of stuff too, where it's more like B movie sometimes. This was not that at all. So.
No, it was definitely aimed for like, I remember like Rachel Blancard was on the show, and a few other people kind of came out of that. I forget I'd have to go look it up.
For some reason, like the Goosebumps shit that scared, like I like we watched the world, like we would watch Goosebumps in middle school all the time, like during like those free days. It's like, oh, it's a pizza party, let's watch Goosebumps, right? The fucking I fucking hated like that werewolf episode because that shit was scary as a kid. The Scarecrow one especially was scary as a kid. That Scarecrow episode, I don't know why, but like the fucking Slappy always scared me as a kid. Like reading the books, like I just fucking hated.
Oh,
like,
Slappy was just so.
The ventriloquist one. That was the ventriloquist.
Yeah,
because he's like the main villain of like the whole series, like the most famous villain.
Yeah,
fucking hated
yeah, Slappy the doll.
Like that shit was always creepy. I hated that shit.
No, it's definitely there's something very 90s about Goosebumps, which I like. And Are You Afraid of the Dark? And I feel like
even the fucking intro to Goosebumps as a kid, like that music where like the logo turns everything evil, like the dog turns evil and shit. It's like, what the fuck?
I just love the green
like,
ooze just dripping. Like that was the intro, and the theme of that was amazing.
there's a lot of craziness that came out at the time back then. And I don't know this. I saw the trailer for the Midnight Club, the new one coming out, by Mike Flanagan, and it just, the trailer didn't really grip me. Like but he's earned his place with all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
right.
Command you here for $10. Thanks, buddy. Listen to a 4K horror book yesterday.
You broke up again, Matt.
Damn it. Give me a second. Hold on, fucking stupid piece of shit. There we go. Should be better now. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Command Unit here says, listened to a 40K horror book yesterday called The Bookkeepers on Audible. I rated 10. My heart was legit. And I felt it's a very good standalone book. Be friendly. I don't know if I broke up again on that one. It's still giving me the shit right there.
A little bit.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think it's time to kind of wind it down a little bit.
Yeah, telling you it's time to get off. And there it goes again.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it.
All right, folks, we're taking over the show. Actually, Caden, you need to because my voice hurts because I'm sick. So go ahead.
I don't know what to say.
Fucking trigger the piece of shit card.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Am I back?
You are here for 40K time. Yes, you're back.
Jesus Christ. Oh man, I freaking.
Yeah, sorry, Jake. Do you hear my voice? I can't take over shit.
check this out. We'll wind it down.
He broke up again, Matt.
Yeah, it should be better now. It's my internet's been kind of going wonky recently. So I bought a 50-foot Ethernet cable. I keep forgetting to run into the modem. So all right, we'll give this. This is a Class Spotlight Zealot Preacher Warhammer 40K Dark Tide. And all right, let's give this a go. That looks fun.
Trust the Emperor alone, and in all things.
Justice, more than anything, was the gift bequeathed by the Emperor of mankind, and I shall see it carried to all corners of his Imperium.
Justice plays no favorites, nor do I. The corrupt should fear me as readily as the heretic or the traitor.
That looked pretty cool.
Comes out next month too.
Nice.
Sorry. Yeah, next month. Yeah, November. I can't believe it's already October, dude. It seriously throws me off.
It's pretty good. Meta here says Caden Deathloop is great. You lied to me.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's so overrated.
I mean, I've been playing it, right? I've been playing it.
It's not a 10 out of 10 game. I'm sorry.
It's not a 10 out of 10 game. No, it's not bad, but it's like
it's super overrated though. Like
the controls aren't that good.
It's not
like,
even Arcane. It's not even Arcane's best game. It's not. Like
it's not.
I'm sorry, Dishonored 1's a way better game than freaking Deathloop. I'm sorry.
It's got a better story. What the fuck is an enterprise router?
Some really expensive shit.
Probably. I don't know. Like, it might be. I haven't gotten it. When's the last time I got a router? It's been like 4 years. Maybe I need to contact them and be like, "Yo, what's up? This is shit."
Upgrade my equipment.
Well, actually, they want me to pay $11 more a month to do that. To be honest with you,
$11 stacks up though.
Yeah, well, $100 and what? $33 a year. So. You know, I mean, well, they look to be kind of okay because what I have is a modem router combo from Comcast. So I'd need to get like whatever the fuck that is.
Also, don't forget too, I'm super excited for this. Overwatch 2 comes out tomorrow, so I'm very hyped for that.
And the Black Panther Wakanda Forever tickets go out tomorrow.
It's gonna be a new trailer.
Yeah, probably. Usually trailers go with ticket sales.
Cool.
You got a mesh router, I guess. I don't know.
You gonna be playing Overwatch 2 at all, Matt?
Oh God, no! I haven't touched Overwatch since like 2016.
That's sad.
I'll tell you what. When Microsoft actually gets their hands on Activision Blizzard and it goes to games,
like next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, dude, it's already free to play.
Oh, is it?
It's free to play. Yeah, they changed the model. It's a free to play game now.
Oh, okay. You know what's funny about that is one of my good friends actually was the project manager for Overwatch esports, and he just left Activision like in the last couple of months.
Yeah, dude, like Overwatch 2, like I don't know why I feel like the marketing hasn't been like as strong for it. Maybe because it is a free to play game now, but like, dude, it's gonna be fucking hype as shit tomorrow.
No, well, here's the thing with that though is the fact that what you're looking at here is Activision has got. Like they can't market anything really outside of Call of Duty.
Well, because Call of Duty pays for itself, so.
Well, yeah, Call of Duty pays for itself, but you've also got the situation involving, like all the accusations from last year, right?
I know,
so
yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it did hurt.
It really hurt. Yeah,
But I think Overwatch 2 is going to be well, they're changing a lot with it. Like, it's 5v5 now instead of 6v6. Like, you don't have 2 tanks anymore. It's just 1 tank now on the rotation. And it's like all new maps and new characters. Should be a lot of fun tomorrow. So,
okay. I mean, that could be good.
I'll tell you this. Back in 2016, 2017, I was fucking insane over Overwatch, dude. Like, I fucking loved Overwatch. I stopped playing it like in 2019. I didn't play it as much. Still like just play it sporadically, but like 2016 through 2018, I was on that shit all the time.
See, for me, when Overwatch came out, I was kind of balls deep in the first division game with my friends, so I was playing a lot of that. I'm more drawn to shooters in that regard than I am like team-based, multiplayer games. I like Call of Duty because I can solo it.
Well, see, I'm not big into like the war zones, like divisions, that kind of shit. Like Overwatch is more my speed because it was like a very accessible first-person shooter where it's like, okay, I can just like it's competitive and like there's a lot of strategy to it, but like it's more, I don't know how to describe it, but oh, that is true. Yeah, Sony is trying to block that Activision Blizzard deal, so how do you know it's going to go through? So
Microsoft has got more money.
They do, but Sony's arguing antitrust. And, like, they're really, really, really trying to stop it because of the Call of Duty things. They're really scared about not getting that game anymore. So,
well, that just goes to show you, dude. They've got enough exclusives that they'll be okay. If Microsoft will Sony is just trying to like.
Don't mean shit though, because Call of Duty is like.
Sony's just trying to like to fluff up their foot. They're peacocking, hoping
to take over everything. That's what I assume he was going to say.
Yeah, Matt Trevor.
I'm cut out again. Okay, you know what?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. All right, it's time to go to bed.
Bye, everybody.
All right, everyone. Yeah. All right, just remember, guys. If you want to know about UFO sightings tomorrow morning, check it out. YouTube.com/Forbidden Knowledge 2. And then in the meantime, what is going on with all this shit? Who fucking knows? We talked about all of it tonight. Yeah, baby. Hollywood After Dark. Only show worth watching. Everyone else is a fucking substitute. No, I'm kidding. There's lots of great people. Go watch them. Get your information everywhere. All right, bye.